gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. All right, I'm joined by the 20-time champion, a 2-time world champion, a legend to the Call of Duty scene, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. And on my other side, we got another staple to the Call of Duty scene, another world champion, Chris Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. Gentlemen, how we doing today? Chris, you're on the other side today.
Yeah, I'm doing good. We mixed up the cameras just because I was looking off onto the board of the stream before, but yeah, dude, today was a good day. It was quick, which is my favorite part.
Yeah, pretty quick for 4 matches.
Yeah. We saw some upsets, and we also saw the quickest series I think in all of competitive Call of Duty history. So yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, Pat, what about you, brother? What's going on? You enjoy your Saturday? No work today. You got to cool it a little bit today.
Yeah, long weekend time, no work, but man, two things happened today, which are my favorite things in the CDL. One,
Talk to me.
absolute steamroll of a day, super fast, lightning fast.
Yup.
And second was Optic just getting absolutely piss slammed.
Yes, how you starting the show, Pat? You're starting it like that.
Yeah,
Jesus
of course, Tom,
Christ,
of course.
Pat. All right, Pat. Well, definitely some shockers today. Optic trolled me today because I would have been 4 for 4 today if Optic won, but they lost and my picks got all messed up. But a lot of great games, man. A lot of great games. These teams are getting better and better, man. It's weird because a lot of teams that are at the bottom are playing really well, like teams at the bottom of the standings, and teams at the top have been struggling. So these standings are going to be getting real mixy as the season goes on. We're going to get right into it, man. We're not going to waste any time. Let's switch on over, man. We're going to start things off today with Atlanta FaZe going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas, a Boat Cage Hardpoint, Siege S&D, Gav Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Berlin S&D. Gentlemen, I'll let you kick it off with the vetoes. I thought it was interesting that LAG squared up on a Boat Cage with FaZe, but it seemed to work out for them.
Yeah, I think they just took advantage of what they saw yesterday, right? Where FaZe didn't play well on Boat Cage, and after map 1, this was just a completely different series.
Yeah, basically, who came out with the fire in his eyes? He was looking like the championship form from Major 2. I thought this was going to be a scary series for FaZe. The one thing I pointed out basically after this map, and I feel like this is true, like, tell me I'm wrong, but anytime Celium plays bad, these guys just seem to get smoked. Like, yeah, it was the whole story of their match versus Rocker. In this map, you see it, but in every map that he played well, like, these guys steamroll, and I don't think it's a coincidence at all. I think FaZe needs Celium in this game, like, to overperform for them to look like good enough to at least like win a championship.
You think so?
Opinion.
I think that's every team, really, dude. I feel like the flex role right now is just so important. Like, if your player who's running auto gets shit on, like
see, even the flex is Cell, even the flex. I thought he was the main AR now.
Like the auto, basically, because that's all it is. Like, it's the same thing. Like Pierce, right? Spart, like there's so many of these influential players when they have bad series that the team just plays worse. And yet when they fry, like, you just see a completely different team. Like, I think the best, one of the recent examples was like Proloot, right? When he went off in that series not too long ago, where he was like, they were playing FaZe, right?
Yeah.
It was like, he went like 28-9 or whatever. Like, dude, it's just like, it's a dominant performance. So I think just in your auto in general is
yeah. You want to why though, Pat?
Becoming more and more influential, I think. As
you want why though, Pat? Because that gun's the do it all, bro. And you got the GOAT pistol. Like, the auto players are the do it all, bro. It's just like, you see it from people like Celium, you see it from people like Dashy sometimes. Yeah. Like, the ARs are blessed, bro. I don't care what anyone says.
I know. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because the MP40 is good too. I think the back pocket pistol is just what differentiates the two classes. I feel like having that pistol, and then on top of that, they added more to the clip on the automaton. So it helps. I mean, we heard Octane talk about it. He was on the show a couple weeks ago, and he had mentioned that having those extra 5 bullets is like a game changer as an AR. You know, like having a gun like that. I mean, you don't need to reload as much.
And one thing, like, and we talked about this before, was like, do you guys remember when Zinni was like having those series where he was like 1.3 every series, right? And Boston was just like getting these wins. That has stopped happening, and now Boston look horrible.
Yeah,
bro.
they don't look
like,
anywhere
horrible.
near to what they did when the game first came out. That's a good point. But it wasn't what Zinni was doing when he was dropping those 1.3s and 1.4s. Like, you can't do that every match, you know? Like, that wasn't going to last. Like, that was never going to last. Never. And I think that was the main concern with Boston. It was like, if Zinni eventually is going to slack off a little bit because he just can't he lost the girlfriend buff a little bit, right? Like, it's kind of gone away a little bit. It's just he's not going to be able to drop 1.4s all the time. Like, it's just unrealistic. And I think that's Boston's biggest worry. I mean, we'll talk about it once we get to their series, but let's talk a little bit about this one, man. This is where LAG kind of stormed through and take the lead. It started with this P2 here, this second P2. Asim just gets pushed up. He starts going rogue. Him and Hook were all over the map in this one. They did a really good job just roaming and getting kills and staying alive. And this is kind of where LAG was able to kind of just take this map away. Going into the second rotation of hard points, they had about a 30-point lead. And Asim just finessing a little bit, dipping and weaving, getting in behind FaZe. FaZe didn't have an answer in this map. It just seemed like FaZe was getting blended in this map. It's very rare to see FaZe getting outslayed in a bow cage like this, like the way they were getting slayed out. Why do you think that is, Chris? Do you think there's any reason? I feel like their bow cage has been a little iffy. They lost bow cage last time they played it too, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, they
just lost it yesterday.
Was the last 2 times. But honestly, like I said, I think Celium just underperformed, and I feel like whenever you like Pat was saying, whenever you have an AR player kind of underperform, like it's just one of those things where you're probably just going to get smoked just because you essentially are doing nothing. If a sub player is getting smoked, at least he's applying pressure with an AR. It's kind of like you're just irrelevant, like to a point on the map. Yeah. And Celium was just getting actually torched. But Hook and Asim were frying, and I think we talked about it on the
Hook
last.
Especially, we Hook was playing well, man.
Yeah. Do you guys remember when we were talking about LAG? And I was like, bro, at this point they got to stop playing these fucking AR maps and just like put these kids on sub maps and let them do their thing. And I feel like that's their best chance at winning maps. Obviously, I don't know how their team works in practice and what their best maps are, but like, I mean, it paid out here. You got Hook and Asim both playing, really phenomenal against 2 sub players that are, some of the best in their own right. So, I mean, you got to think they want to start playing more of these sub maps. Like they end up going back to like a Gavutu later in this series, which is, bro, why the fuck are they still playing Gavutu?
I don't know.
What the bad dude? They got us chill, bro. Like this team, like didn't cap B for like I think like 3 months. Like
they had the worst stats, right? Cap and B, they didn't even get on the point.
Ticks, or I think it was getting ticks.
They couldn't even get a tick on B. They were horrible. They still are, but I don't understand. Yeah,
we'll get to it. We'll get to the control. Let's tune into the listening with FaZe. Even though they were down by 100 points, I thought their listening sounded good. They were still trying to keep themselves into this one. So let's tune into the FaZe boys, see how they calm, and pay attention to the way LAG is moving around the map, because this first map out of them was clinical. Let's tune in.
Good job. Nice. Street dead. We're on River. Barrels. Yes, right. Low field, he's just looking for Chris. I'm holding time. Nice, good job, boys.
Someone help me play around time. I'm just staying down right now, okay? I'm just staying down on time. I don't really have anything for you guys. I'll be right back.
I'm ready to go front door. One shot. Alright, play your life. Just
pull back. He's going back door. He's going back window.
Yeah.
That's on street. No time in the corner. Nice, guys. Back right.
I'm
one shot. Nice, good shit.
One shot. No time. Look at my tools.
How do your tools?
Front one shot.
Tools.
One more shot. I Sasha. I got time. Sasha was front. He was front somewhere, okay?
I don't see my stun.
Give me sitting corner, yeah.
My stun one's here. Stun. Nice, half all dead.
Alright. Slow down. Let's get right.
In the back. Ace is in the back. Ace in the back.
Go right.
Yeah, I'm just testing.
Could jump on top. Dead.
Front door dead. Nice, one more charger. Dead.
Nice, good time. Yo, I got tree door.
Yo, I have your back door now. I'm holding back door. Pinch front door, guys. Oh no, I got there.
He
went secret.
Back here on me.
Secret.
Well, a little bit of fun.
This is some good comms coming in from the FaZe boys. I thought they had a lot of energy, but this is kind of where LAG just started to storm away with it. They just kept holding those rotations, picking up kills. They were outslaying the fuck out of FaZe in this one. Outslaying them. Just seemed like FaZe couldn't get anything going. But what did you guys think about the listening? You guys enjoy it? You guys like it? I thought they sounded good.
They sound energetic. They sound like usual FaZe. We always talk about how their comms are kind of like hectic but controlled. But real quick, I wanted to actually acknowledge somebody in chat. Slasher was actually in chat. He basically said they played Gavutu because it's FaZe's worst control. Yeah. And although I do acknowledge that, he also said something. He also said that they beat him at the major, bro. You cannot be still talking about the major Austin, when it comes to anything about
you're my guy, bro. But you literally got to wipe that event from your memory. Like, take the chip for what it was, but bro, that event did not happen in the real world. Like, chalk that up.
Happened in the metaverse and shit.
Bro, yeah, there's nothing you can take of that. Like statistically, none of the map counts. They're all 0-0 in my mind, bro. Like that shit just gotta be disregarded.
That was an anomaly
because y'all were a different team there than you've ever been before. After that,
but also quite literally a different team. But so obviously, listen, man, we're here to entertain. So to a degree, we are gonna guess it. Like, don't play Gavutu. We've been saying this shit from a statistical standpoint. It makes sense, Austin. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, bro, your guys' problem isn't that like you played this team on that map. It's that you've played that map a ton of times versus other teams. But two, y'all are just not good at control. Y'all just need to improve at the game mode, period. Let alone Gavutu control. But that's like your guys' best bet, in winning matches, I think, is just getting Asim and Hook as comfortable as possible, because I will trust you and Gunless more to adapt than I would trust like Hook and Asim.
Well, it's also I feel like it's hard for a sub to adapt on some of those big maps too. You know,
I trust Austin and Pierce more to play well on a sub map with an AR than I trust Asim and Kyler to play good with a sub
I agree with that.
AR map.
But it's not even that, not even a sub. Like, I'm pretty sure on Gavutu, if they do play that, or even Berlin, I'm fairly sure they don't run 2 subs like the entire time. Like, I have a feeling that somebody's pulling an AR.
Vetoed. Berlin was vetoed.
I know. I'm just saying the AR maps. Like, I'm fairly sure that Hook or Asim, I think, pulls down AR. I don't know which one, if not both, have ran it. I don't know. I'd have to go look, but you get the point. Get these guys comfortable on sub maps. I trust you guys to be able to adapt and play better on these closer range maps than I trust the other two to kind of adapt. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the scoreboard. I mean, Asim and Hook. I mean, 32 and 25 from Asim, 33 and 20 from Hook. I mean, they were having a field day in this boat cage. Seemed like FaZe didn't have an answer for them.
They're just comfortable. They're way more comfortable on these sub maps than they are there.
Yeah, they work well off each other when they get fire. Like when they catch fire and you catch them on a good day. I definitely think consistency is like the main problem for them. Is just doing this more often, and that's some of the inconsistencies we're gonna see throughout the rest of the series. Let's get into the next one, the Desert Siege S&D. I wanted to ask you guys, Gunless finished off with 0 damage in this map.
Yeah, did he snipe every
I think
single
he
round?
sniped the whole map. I think he did. And if he didn't, I mean, he didn't pick up any damage at all. Not a single bullet was connected to any opponent. Which is like, have we ever seen that? Have we ever seen that before?
No, I don't think there's been a series in a game where somebody has had 0 damage or a map.
Pierce is too good to be their sniper, dude. I like
him with the snipe, just not every round.
I don't even like him with the snipe, bro. I just feel like he can make super influential plays without a sniper. Like he's so good and he makes so many heads up plays. I just don't like him sniping personally. I think this is more of like they need one on this map and they just like, fuck it, Pierce, you do it, because bro, he's too talented to be sitting in the back of the map with a sniper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it because like being talented with a sniper.
He was hitting him last time. He was hitting him last time for sure.
But not to the point where he's winning them the maps. Like,
well, yeah,
I feel like anyone else could take that place and he could be more influential with a real gun.
Yeah.
I
definitely, and then even if his sniper's off, like right there, right, like a shot right there is probably a shot he should have connected on. And Alec was great with the sniper in this map. He actually finds 2 in this round. Abizi's gonna open things up with a first blood 3v3. They're able to get that B bomb down. And then look at Arcides, just able to find some angles. He's gonna pick all the way up in the hills, then picks the guy on bomb. Big 2-piece coming out of Alec. On that bomb site. So really good plays out of Alec with that sniper. Then we get into the 3-0 round, or the 2-0 round, excuse me. And this is just Abizi just making plays. I noticed that LAG in this map, they were turtling a lot. I felt like they were just always in their base. They weren't making any moves off the map. I just felt like they were always kind of getting pinned. They seemed like FaZe just constantly was putting that pressure on them and just getting that map control, especially Abizi. I mean, look where he is right now. Abizi finds 3 this round, and Hook just gets caught off guard. I mean, he pokes this, he gets caught with his pants down, has no idea Abizi's there. And it's like they're not watching anything off the rip of this round. They're just all A side. What do you think about that, Chris?
Well, basically, I was going to say that a lot of the teams that thrive on this map aren't the teams that kind of just turtle up in their spawn. You see a lot of teams that are good at this map that are constantly trying to find gaps, constantly, even on their defensive rounds, they're kind of getting pushed up on the map. They're having like these flank plays. They're having these maps or these rounds where they push through like the B bomb site, right? And they challenge the staircase, etc. A lot of these teams that kind of turtle up seem to struggle on this map, or just have a lot less success than the teams that are aggressive. And I think you basically see that being showcased in this series because Abizi and FaZe were just kind of relentless on this map with how like they pushed up and grouped up, and they were just playing with no fear.
Yeah, now you go into the next round, and this is kind of where LAG just give up A. I mean, they don't have any eyes on the A bomb site right now. Bomb goes down. RC is going to find another pick with that snipe, and just like that, it's a 4v3 situation. So just, again, the map control from FaZe. I mean, this map is just super easy for them. And aBeZy did such a great job this map, controlling that mid-map area. A lot of people, man, and I was talking to Clayster about this. Clay's a huge advocate of people, when you're on defense, he thinks that nobody should go into bottom middle because it's useless on defense. And I don't know how I feel about that. What do you guys think? Do you think you're on defense, you should never send anybody bottom mid?
I don't think you should never do anything. I think you can always be unpredictable. But I mean, I think I agree with him where it's not advantageous. But I mean, like, I don't think you want to be as predictable as you're just like, yo, this team is never going to hit bottom mid on D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this map actually, like, playing in the building kind of negates some of the advantages you have on your defense, because since you have the defensive side, theoretically, you should get pushed up on the map faster. That basically means that if you play aggressively, you can almost like overtake the A bomb site like area of the map like quickly, which also gets you like a vantage point on mid, because you can literally just like throw stuns, throw nades over, and you can basically negate any like insta A hits. And if they do go B, like obviously B is still a hard place to plant because you have that like mound that people can sit on the far side. You can play the bomb site. Like it's not an easy bomb to get down. It's pretty easy to watch.
Yeah.
So like you can almost give up your building like to a sense and just take the rest of the map and isolate them. Like great, they get into your building, but I see what Clay is saying. Like even if they're in your building, what are they going to do? They can't plant the fucking bomb. There's no bomb in there.
Because you could get eyes on both sides just by playing the back of your base and just kind of holding the spread.
And A's basically free. You literally can get it like for free because it's just you get there so much faster.
And in this round, go ahead, Pat. Go ahead. I was just gonna say BZ with the ninja diffuse here on this round, but go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I because you brought something up, Tommy. You're talking about how good FaZe is on this map. Like, I really think it comes down to the fact that they have the like one of the best second or first blood winning percentages when they get first blood. They're at like 90% of the rounds. So when they get first blood, they're winning 9 out of 10 rounds. And I think that's just dominant. Like to have that on any map, you're able to convert almost every time and you don't throw away any rounds. I think that's what lets them be so comfortable on this map. Yeah,
you can see LAG there. They were able to get around on the board, but it just wasn't enough. Then we go into this last round, and this is where just aBeZy takes over. I mean, just look at the way aBeZy is able to finesse up here. He played great today. A lot of people have been talking about aBeZy this, aBeZy that, talking about some of his performances today. We saw prime aBeZy today, popping those first bloods, getting aggressive. I mean, dipping and weaving. They couldn't contain him. I mean, you see him here in the last round picking up 3 top mid. Really good plays coming out of aBeZy, man. That's going to close it out for the FaZe boys. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. Simp 1-3, but it didn't matter. aBeZy 9-3, triple pause 63 from Alec. He was hitting those snipes, 4-2 from Asim. On the other side, Big P, just 0 damage. Like I said, 0-5, wasn't able to get anything going with the snipe. And just everybody from LAG negative. Nobody able to get anything going. And then we get into the Gavitu. Get into the Gavitu control. A little bit of a snooze. Nobody could win offenses today. It was very difficult. This is an all defensive win map.
Surprise.
Yeah, no, nobody could get the B point. Nobody.
This is LAG's 6th straight control loss. So to be honest, Chris, I don't think it matters what map they play. They're just control.
I mean, yeah, no, they are bad at control. But how many of them were Gavutu? Just for my curiosity.
I don't know from those 6, but I will tell you that their record on Gavutu is 8-16.
Damn.
Sorry, that's
I was gonna say they played that map that. Okay. Sorry, I was gonna say how the fuck they play that many controls.
That's their total win loss on Gavutu in general. So hardpoint plus control.
You want what's funny?
Damn, they gotta stop playing hardpoint on that map too. They're 2-7 on hardpoint. Wait,
so they're 8-9, right? You said on this 6 and 9. Okay, so bro, this is the funny part is, right? For a map that's so defensive fucking heavy. Like they're not even 50-50 on it. Like think about that. Like for a map that is basically going last round every single time. Like how's like side choice decided on map 3? Do you guys know? Like are they just never getting that like first defense?
Well, they gotta get the ticks. I mean, on offense.
It would be whoever didn't have the veto advantage on map, like to pick map 3 basically, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm just like trying to figure out. Okay. I was just curious. Either way, it's ticks. Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't win an offensive round. Like we see some teams who like still can Gavitu controls. Like they can at least win one offense, maybe, but they can't win one ever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like on a map that's like 50-50, because like hypothetically, right, ticks aside, like if you're even in ticks, it's gonna be a 50-50 like split in terms of who wins.
Just always win your defense.
It's just always win your defense, right? They're not even 50-50 on a map that's like one-sided on defense. Like that should be a red flag that, hey, bruh, Yo, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what the other team's record is. Yo, chalk it up.
They're 2-7 on Tuscan and 0-1 on Berlin.
Yeah, they gotta start playing Berlin, get that record down or up. Like,
They're just
they just gotta try something.
They just need to start working on their stacks and working on their ticks. I mean, that's their biggest problem. They're just not good on offense. I mean, every team can do what they got to do on defense. But even FaZe, right? Even if FaZe is not winning offenses and not winning the rounds, they do a good job working the ticks. Cell was also able to pick up some streaks, as you guys saw on the screen. And streaks in this map are really good, man, especially on the defense. But if you're going into an overtime and you got 2 streaks to work with, like FaZe had, I think it was RC's and Cell, you're chalked. You were absolutely chalked, because FaZe has a little, you know, just in case things go wrong, you know, they have a plan B. You know, they could just call it a streak and get them off the point. And LAG, they were trying to get ring control, constantly trying to go towards B. But FaZe did a good job just constantly rotating right and just holding ring. They did a fantastic job. Really nothing to see in this match. The only thing that I noticed was just that route that Slasher took at the end, Cliff, whenever you're on defense. That's why this map is so hard on offense, because there's so many lanes. The map is so big, somebody could just constantly keep taking long routes and hitting flanks. You know, it's like you can't really contain anybody. It's just very, very difficult, especially when you're getting pinned in the back of the base. But yeah, good job from FaZe to hold on. We could go and take a look at the final round and kind of see how FaZe was able to close it out. But it pretty much came from those streaks. I mean, Chris and Pat, the streaks are everything in this map if you get them. I think this is the most important streaks are the most important on this map.
What? 100%.
Than any other map.
GG. Yeah, it's GG when you get streaks. That ring side of the map is chalk. Like you're not getting B.
Yeah, and that's why I like to play from Cell. I mean, on the offense, they might not have won, but he played his life really well, and he was able to pick up those streaks. And you could see him using it now. They had a back pocket streak. They didn't need to use it. LAG couldn't even get onto that 8-point. And the whole time, they had streaks to work with. And, you know, it was just chalked. It was chalked for LAG in this one. All defensive round wins. Nobody was able to win an offense. Let's take a look at the final scoreboard. 33-29 for Abizi. Like I said, he just absolutely fried today. He was doing a fantastic job. RCD's 32-27. Everybody from FaZe positive. Cell was 27-15. He only died 15 times the whole control. Good job out of him. Huh?
A good bounce back for him.
Yeah, good bounce back. He struggled a little bit yesterday, which, you know, MC, he's been so consistent all year. You know, yesterday he had a rough series, but, you know, all the top players are going to have rough series from time to time. Shotzzy had a rough series today, too, against New York.
That was because he was playing Fat Man.
Yeah, Fat Man, you know, Fat Man's a different breed. But take a look at the scoreboard on LAG. On the other side, just getting outslayed. Everybody negative. Only one even was Slasher, but nobody positive on the side of LAG. And then we get into the map number 4. Let's head on over. We go into a Tuscan hardpoint. And this one, again, just FaZe just dominating. Right off the rip, FaZe was able to build such a big lead. And LAG just constantly having to try and break hills. And they did. As we get into the second rotation, LAG started to break some hills and bring it back a little bit. But I just think the slaying power from FaZe today was just too much. If you guys are LAG, man, you a little concerned? I feel like these guys have not been looking good recently, man. They just haven't been winning any series. They haven't been winning.
You know what's weird? Because we can kind of say this, and I know we're talking about LAG right now, but we can kind of say this about Ravens and Breach. Like, if we look at the total standings right now, those 3 teams are kind of almost sitting comfy where they're at. They're 3, 4, and 5 in the rankings, and they have a pretty good gap on everybody else. But it's like, in my opinion, those 3 teams plus like Legion might be bottom 4 right now. But they're just lucky to be in the position they are in the standings because of how they performed in the first 2 majors. But right now, like 2.5, 3 months from champs, they're bottom 4 in my book. I don't know about you guys, but I think they're
at the bottom too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's tune in. Let's see how they were commenting. Let's tune into a listen-in with the Los Angeles Guerrillas and see how the boys are commenting this one. They're down 100 points. FaZe was able to chain the first 3 hills off the start of the game and just really build this lead. So let's tune into the listen-in and see how LAG sounded, trying to bring this one back.
One shot for you.
I'm putting time.
And well.
I got him.
Every minute, let's 30 well. There's 2 mid. Okay, I'll hold you mid. One shot mid, both one shot.
Naded over there. Can you get the armor now?
I naded over. Yeah, I'm getting
one shot too. I'll see him type green peeking.
Well, nice. I have time.
Will he type green?
Wall banging my shot. No,
he's hit well. Rails.
To the side.
Both
playing 3-0 here. They like to play 3-0. One's you, one rotated to 3.
I'm trying to play up middle
right now. Mid, Abe dead. Nice. I'm needing this side you.
I don't see the guy left side pushing through.
I saw him pull left out of you. He's behind the car.
Top fire. Another one top fire. He jumped out middle. He's
on time. One's with you. He's on the left side guard.
Right now.
He's their side you.
Could be pushing me you.
I don't see the guy top
I'm
first.
getting hit on it.
You weak. Their side you.
Their side you got me. Weak. You trying.
Got one on middle.
Could be there out on me. Hop on the side.
Hop middle.
I bet. I'm gonna.
I got hit on it.
Top fire. Oh, tower's going around. It looks like.
Team tree. Okay, I'm trying to look well.
Tower's going around.
I'm getting needed. I'm Tyler as well.
He can be needed.
Two well, one top fire.
Okay.
2-0, one top fire. Inside tree, one shot. MC, child got trees, one shot.
TK. Alex said.
Meeting outer.
Alex was outer.
He's in church.
Guys. Alright, we're down 20.
Spawn trap me.
Hold the back. We spawned out. We already have a guy in the back. We're just trying to go through old.
Okay, go through all then.
It sounded pretty good. I mean, definitely a lot of energy trying to bring it back. And they did a good job. The next P5 or the next P2 and P3, LAG was able to break FaZe on these hard points. And I don't know what was going wrong on FaZe's setup. So you can see right here as Asim just goes right through middle alley, he's able to find a big 2-piece. LAG, they do a good job bringing it back. But Chris, Pat, as we all know, if you just go down 100 points off the rip and you allow FaZe to chain 3 hills, it's going to be really hard to climb back. I just think they took too long to catch fire, you know?
Yeah, they just start off too slow. Once you're starting off slow at the stage against a team that's so good at times, like you're just gonna put yourself in such a hole. You're gonna lose.
And then even right here, I don't know how FaZe got broken so easily right here. Where they all just went down one by one, 3 dead. You can see FaZe are floated onto the hill. Cell gets taken off the back heady. They all die at the same time. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, LAG might be able to bring this one back. But because FaZe built so much of a lead, they just kept picking up scrap time after scrap time, and just eventually they got the dub. So really good plays coming out of the FaZe boys. I thought they looked better today. Granted, they're playing 100%. LAG. They've been struggling a little bit, but just the way that FaZe was moving around the map and the way they were coming and chowing, they look good.
FaZe wasn't even looking at the arch. They just got shot in the back right there. Cell got gunned off the head glitch, but the guy on hill was looking at top fire when somebody else was hitting it. Like, I don't know. They just probably had like a lapse in like thinking or something like that, and they just got broken.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Pat.
A random stat. Does this surprise you guys? FaZe have the most shutouts in hardpoint, meaning like giving up 0 points on a specific hill. The most in the league at 43.
Where do you get these stats?
Oh, I'm not giving.
He's got a source. He's got a little source. He's got a little source, man.
That's my guy's hurdle. But listen, the most shutouts. That means they 43 hills. They're giving up 0 points. Like that's kind of hard to do. Not even like 1 second of scrap time. Nothing. Like they just fully dominated a team to the point where they just rotate.
Are you talking about this year or just ever?
Just this year on this game.
Wow, really? I'm surprised.
Well, listen, let's go into the interview with Abizi. I thought he had a great interview. Let's see what the kid had to say after a big dub today.
That being your last game of the season, what are things Atlanta FaZe are really trying to tweak on in order to secure a big win when it comes to Major 3? Not second place, not third place. We're talking about the #1 spot.
I mean, I think going into this match, you know, we really wanted to bring the passion back. I feel like that's been our core issue this year so far. We haven't had that passion like we did the past couple of years. And this match, we brought that passion. We were getting hype. We were just like, every time we would shit on someone, we would just, you know, get super hyped. So that's like the core issue, in my opinion, of what has been going on like behind the scenes and whatever. But you know, we're gonna get back on track for the rest of the season. So.
And Tyler, I feel like that's incredibly typical on you. We actually got a comm listen in during that evaluation that was happening, and it was you going dead, like trying to get everybody's energies up. So, I mean, tipping my hat to you for that, because that is what you need. You need somebody in comms to try to keep everybody's confidence up in that type of series. And I also wanted to ask you about the role change of Celium and Arcides. It feels like maybe that's where some of that uncomfortability on the map has started to grow since you have decided to make that decision. Do you think the possibility of maybe switching that up come Major 3 is in talks?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously we're working behind the scenes. Like, we've really not had a problem with the whole switch. So, you know, we're just going to keep working and, you know, getting better for this upcoming major.
BZ, I want to ask you guys, you know, in Search and Destroy has been the greatest year thus far for you guys. Looking better throughout this stage, though, in that game mode. We've seen you guys change the sniper over to Arcides running it. Why isn't Chris running the sniper? Excuse me.
Okay, you were just quiet. I was just like, usually you say something after the interview.
No, it's still going, Chris. The interview's still going.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, Chris, it's still going.
I'm fried.
You good, Chris? Man, how much Pine Park you want, Chris? Let's keep it going now. Hold on.
to change up the roles and like the pacing of our team. You know, I feel like back in the day in like BO4, it worked out for us very well because I would have Preston running like alongside me when we were playing S&D. So I had someone there to like trade me out and be with me at all times. And it's kind of hard when 4v4 when I don't have like that person with me. And making Alec do that is gonna make him super uncomfortable. So that was like the biggest issue. And I feel like having Chris run alongside me was like the best thing that we could have possibly done. So yeah, I think our S&D is getting a lot better.
Hey, yo, BZ. The discussions all around the scene are getting hot right now. People are wondering when Atlanta FaZe are going to be on top and dominating. We have Toronto right around the corner. You probably leave in like a few days, right, or 2 days. All right, so what do you guys say to the fans out there? And give them a little hope. Give them a little riled up for the major to come.
But yeah, I mean, of course, like always, I really appreciate everything you guys, you know, whatever, even if you guys are tweeting bad things to us, whatever, like we understand it because we're obviously, there's times where we go through tough times as well. But at the end of the day, like we're working very hard behind the scenes to, you know, get back on track because, I mean, we hate losing, obviously, like you guys see it like in our faces, whatever, like after we lose. So, you know, we're going to do our best to get back on track for you guys.
All right, Chan, we'll holler at you later, man. You have a good day. See you.
Okay, that's going to do it for the interview. Good interview from Abizi. One thing I thought was interesting that he said in the interview was talking about how Simp is kind of working with him a little bit more in the S&Ds. Did you guys catch that? How kind of him and Chris is, which kind of makes sense. I think that's going to help him out a lot if that's like a little switch they were making. But go ahead, Pat.
Right, which I think is kind of like, that's out of their element for what we've seen, right? Like Simp has kind of been more like that, like not island player in S&D, but he kind of could have that style where he just kind of does his thing. And I think that is something that made that team so dominant in 5v5 was the fact that Abizi would just have a partner running with him at all times in search and able to just get a blood and trade out right away.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Simp can easily do that, but it does add another element to them where they don't have Simp doing what he usually does. But I think it's working.
BZ is definitely an initiator, so he's definitely the person that's going to be like, he's going to find an opening or he's going to find an opportunity and he's just going to want somebody to kind of be there with him. But the one thing I took from that interview is I'm kind of getting a little confirmation to the statements I've been saying, how they basically have like hated this game. Like they basically said they had no passion for a while. You got to think it's because they just haven't been enjoying what they've been doing, and they're kind of just trying to get out of that. I've said this before. We talked about this. It's hard as fuck to get out of that mindset when you truly don't enjoy doing something. So
yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to force him, man. I mean, dude. At the end of the day, I mean, they're professionals. They got to go into practice, and even if they hate the game, they got to give everything they got and do their best to learn the game and try and play the game the right way. Whether, you know, I don't know if there's really a system to Vanguard. I'm going to be honest with you. But there's definitely, you know, things that they could be doing to up their game. And they're going to be doing that. There's no way, especially with Crowder, right, and RJ, those guys over there. You know, they don't like shit like that. You know,
they just gotta want it. They just gotta want it. That's it's just not gonna. They're so talented to a degree. Like you would almost think that even if they're not like in the right mind state, that their just talent can carry them. But Vanguard is not a game like that. Like you gotta want it, because like the team that fucking wants it more are all the teams that are literally succeeding right now. All the teams that are going into years with chips on their shoulder, right? Like all these teams that are doing that, all these teams are coming into these situations, like New York, like Rocker, even Optic was coming into this year with that like chip on their shoulder. You think like Shotzi and like Illy and like Dashy and all those guys are going to settle for a year like Cold War, where they're like, they know those guys are good. Like they're coming into this year, they want it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So like they got against that mindset too.
Yeah. No, good job from Atlanta FaZe. They come out today, looked a little rough after the first map. I was thinking, oh shit, not like this. And then the next three maps is just all FaZe. They weren't even close. They did a fantastic job. So shout out to the FaZe boys. They played great today. LAG, they're going to have to bounce back. Ever since that major, it's been looking pretty slow. But let's get into the next one. We got Toronto Ultra, Pat's 2022 World Champions, going up against the London Royal Ravens. We got a Berlin Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Desert Siege S&D. Gentlemen, anything to note down during the vetoes? Anything that catches your eye? Anything at all?
They're back.
You think so, Pat? Do you think they're back or what? Because they look good, man. Toronto looks good, man.
Bro, they're playing Berlin, bro. I'm telling you, Berlin is gonna be their map this year. They're playing another Berlin S&D.
Dude, it was their map early on, and then it just went away.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is like their Berlin S&D, their Berlin in general is gonna be that like Moscow from Cold War. It's gonna be that one fucking map they can always rely on. Like they can juke out teams. They have a lot of room to make plays. Like these guys are just looking very comfortable on anything on Berlin. Like it's literally gonna be I swear it's gonna be their like map for the entire year.
Well, I mean, not if people are gonna start vetoing it.
Yeah, of course. But you get the point. That's like the map they're gonna like always kind of gravitate towards.
Yeah. I just think in general their teamwork is back. I think that was something that Toronto had in the bag last year that kind of separated them from the rest. It's just the way they were playing off each other and their teamwork and their comms and just everything. And I just feel like that it's coming back now.
We talked about that, Tom. That wasn't something that was going to be missing forever, right? They were in a slump for sure, but that teamwork still existed. They just had to find it again.
Yeah.
And I think they do. And the thing that I like is it's not just Kleenex, it's not just Cammy. Like all these guys are starting to just look comfortable and start frying, right? Yeah. Like the tissue being an issue is obviously back. Cammy, that cunt's on one. And then, and then we got Insight playing great again as well. So I think it's just all these guys, their cohesion, Tom, that you like to talk about, is finally back for all of them. So I'm excited to see how they continue to elevate themselves, especially now that it's their home major, right? Like that's an event they definitely want to perform at.
I just think Toronto are late bloomers, man. Like they were in the same position in Cold War where like they didn't look the best until they started, progressing later in the season. I think these guys are going to pull the same thing they did last year. They're looking a lot better. They're looking like they can potentially contest for a championship, at least in the current form. And good for them because I missed watching this Toronto team play. Like when I say this Toronto, I mean the current form that they're in. So good for them.
No, good for them. And I think somebody to note too, the chat's already talking about it a little bit because I see people mentioning his name, but Cammy's really been stepping up as well. I feel like in Cold War, he was just such a great player. Everybody wanted him at the end of Cold War. I'm even pretty sure Optic wanted him. Like everybody wanted this guy. And in the beginning of Vanguard, he was kind of underwhelming a little bit. He wasn't playing bad, but he wasn't playing, to Cammy standards. And recently, he's been doing his thing. We mentioned him in the last series. We're mentioning him now. Cammy's been turning up. Let's go into the listenings. We got back-to-back listenings, one from London, and then we go on to the Toronto. So let's see how the guys are common, and let's see if we can find any differences between the two. Let's tune in.
Cammy dead. On my phone. Straight weak. On them boxes. Can I back up. Get up. Follow me. Ben up. Trust the line. Help me. Hey, he's on sandbag. Tank. Right side P5. Fire's open. Sandbag tank. I see me triple. I spun out, guys. I spun out. He's tripped. I got one more. He's behind the pillar. Pushing close hill, Toby. I think he just pushed out, Traven. You're about time. No, I don't think so. Toby, absolute. Kill. Follow you. Nice, Trace out. I'm planning. Toby, I'm going back. Let's keep trying. I think I've lost. No, one more. Blue truck. I don't know. I have fire. Yeah, I'm trying to back. Fire, Toby weak, okay? I watch you fire. He tripped from me. Nothing front. Fire and trip. He pushed you. Down me, Ben. Yeah. Two old right now. What are you going to do? Close up. Can you cut that right if you can? I spawned the... Who's first guy? Go right. He's better. Absolute.
So they sound pretty good. Now let's go into Toronto Ultra and see how they sound.
Okay. Front of me. Go front. What's back here? Deep hill. Okay, one Ultra. Yeah, one time. One outer. Train. Nasty. Okay, yeah. I'm team out of train. I spawned out. My front, bro. Yeah, no, he's in the back on me. That's why Trey's in the back on me. I don't see the guy. Trey's in the back. I see the deep. Once hit me deep. I still have just hide for a sec. Yeah. Hit me deep train. I'm rubble tank. Deep on me. Hit me low. Trey down. He's outer. Nice. Rubble. He dead. Nice guy. He's gonna go deep. Top Harry. Top warehouse. Absolutely deep for me. They're left, right? Joey, come across. You can shoot him. Damn. See him. He's out train now deep. Close front. Joey's deep on me. Close left of me. Joey's deep on me. Help me out left. One shot, by the way. Joey's one shot deep on me. What's it front time? Joey's right on me. Rubble, dead. One more back right. Deep right still. Deep right, one left. Yeah. Flip. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just getting top. Two along me. I'm saying out. Yeah, okay.
All right, that's going to do it for listening from Toronto. Honestly, I feel like Toronto sounded a little bit more calm. I feel like they were talking a little bit, having a conversation with each other in game. But London, to me, sounded a little hectic. Sounded like they were just kind of going rogue. But Toronto's always had those good comms, right? Where they kind of talk with each other and they have a conversation in game. That's how the comms should sound. But it's okay to get hyped every once in a while. And then just going into the rest of this map, it was pretty back and forth this whole entire map. It wasn't until this third P2 that we go into where Toronto just have a crazy hold. You can see here, pretty much a tie game. Went back and forth on this last P1. It was London who were able to pick up the scrap here and get those last 10 seconds. But then rotating here, you could just see Kleenex or Bance number 5 in the middle of the map. He opens things up, just popping pieces. He pops a big 2-piece here in the middle, and then that's just going to open up those gaps, and Toronto just going to continue to just push on in and hold the rest of this time. They hold this whole entire hard point. It was probably their best hold all game long, and that's how they closed it out. So just really good plays from Toronto Ultra to close this one. London just didn't have an answer. Would I like to see London slow down and actually work a break here, man? They just keep going one by one. There's one, there's another one, there's another one. They're just running. You know what I'm saying? And Chris and Pat, you know, they got to calm it down a little bit on the breaks and work something together.
Yeah, they used to be really infamous for that sort of thing, and I feel like they've just fallen out of it. And
they had a little bit different roster, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was going to ask. Like, do we think they're going to close out the year with this roster? Obviously, I know it's right before Major 3, so there's still time. But what do you guys think? Just speculation. Do we think they're going to keep Harry? Keep this team for the
I don't
end of
know.
the year?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Where the fuck Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say my question is, where the fuck is Gizmo?
He's like playing EU challengers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not asking for something on this guy's personal life, but where is this guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what went on with him. Apparently he had a
EU Cup. Someone said.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. I mean, he's doing his thing in challenges. He was on a starting roster in the CDL, and I guess he had some issues, so he ended up going back home. You know, I don't want to ask questions because it's his personal life, you know, so we just kind of keep it on the low and let him do whatever he's got to do. You know, it's really none of our business, nobody's business, but I hope everything's okay. And then, you know, eventually I would think that he has to get back in there somehow. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. And Pat, I know you mentioned Paul X a lot. You think London really messed up with the Paul X thing.
Yeah, I think they had a chance to just cement that, make that their roster. It was the role that they, I think, should have, right? A perfect flex for them. And now, I mean, they had him on a 10-day, could have automatically re-signed him and just said, nah, you know, thank you for your services. We fried with you, but you can walk. Have a nice day. And it's just like, what in the fuck were they smoking when they made that decision? That was such a no-brainer for them to sign him to a subcontract. No-brainer.
They let him go, man. And Paul was one of those players, even in the beginning of this year, I was like, how did nobody pick up Paul after what he was doing in Cold War? I mean, he played Cold War. He was literally turning on people, playing incredible. And then going into Vanguard, nobody picked him up. So that was a little weird. Now, finally, Paul's finally getting his shot on New York, but I definitely think that was one that London let go. I think they should have kept Paul.
Someone said Paul could have declined. Bro, Paul literally went back and had to play challengers. He didn't have an offer.
He didn't have any offers.
And at the time, London had just placed like top 3 at a major. Like, they were really high in the standings. Everything was looking good for London. He played with them. They dominated their 2 games that they played. He would not have said no. No shot he would have said no.
And then we get into the Berlin S&D, and I mean, Toronto was just running at him. I mean, this map ended in 10 minutes. They were running at them fast. They just nonstop aggression coming out of Toronto. You can see here, they did the little breaking ankles and stuff. They get the A-bomb down for free. Nobody on London pushed up on that A-bomb site, so they kind of just gave it up. You could kind of see how fast they're able to get it down. They worked that plant, and then they just kind of spread the map. You could see Insight in that top corner of the mini-map. He's kind of playing on an island, just waiting to catch somebody slipping, and that's exactly what he does. Once, excuse me, not Insight, Cammy. You can see Cammy get one, and that's just going to open up the map a little bit. London, they have no choice but to try and push on in. Just really good aggression from Toronto. They rushed the plant this A round. They're going into the next round. Look at this strat from Toronto. Right up the middle of the map they go. I like it, man. I like that they're getting aggro. I think that they had that momentum. They had that confidence. And just look at what they're doing, man. Kleenex is one off a streak. He's baiting Cammy, and Cammy's getting kills. Cammy's not even dying. He's just running all over. I mean, look at this. Does this not look trolly to you guys? Like
they hit that shit so fast. Number one, Zero didn't even react, bro, because he was the guy I think watching Cross. He was on like the back of that building, and then they just hit right up the alley, straight onto the guy on the stairs, and just engaged.
I think they felt London's presence. London just felt scared. It just felt like they were just always pinned, and it was just a good plays out of Ultra. I like that they were winning rounds quick and they weren't letting off that gas pedal. You always want to stick to what's working. And then we get into this last round, and now Kleenex has a streak to work with. He's got that missile. I think Bance is able to find a first blood here with a grenade. Not sure where he threw that grenade. Look at the Kobe that Bance hit for all the way across the map. He's number 5. Look where he is right now. He's P2 right now. and he threw a grenade all the way across the map from P2. He threw it from mid-map, I think, like P5, P2 area. It's good nades out of him. That's going to give him the numbers. And then after that, the streaks come in. They get the information. And Toronto Ultra are able to clutch this up. They get the info. They see nobody's on the B bomb site. They plant B. And Kleenex, what is he doing? Running. Just running at them. It almost looked like a troll. It just seemed like they were having fun and just getting aggressive. And just getting aggro, man.
How did number 4 not see him, bro? What the heck? Because number 4 was in the bomb sign. He like turned around. I'm actually surprised Toby Kleenex went for those guys instead of, because you gotta think his teammate called out there was a guy in the bomb site by himself. Like, yeah, I'm surprised he went for that like flank instead of the 1v1.
I got a bigger question, and I forgot to bring this up in the vetoes. How did Berlin SND get through? Like. It's literally Raven's worst map. They're 3-9 on it. They're 5-1 on Bow Cage. They're 4-0 undefeated on Desert Siege. How do they let Berlin get through where they literally are 3-9?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
They are 3-9, but that's been a map they've been playing in like a lot of their series. I get they have been losing that, and obviously I'm not making an excuse for them.
Best map, Chris. They're
yeah. No, I know. I think that was an El Vito, but like that has been a map they've been gravitating towards. So they might just be more comfortable playing that map and squaring up with London on it with Harry, because I think like a lot of those W's that they had before were probably with their older rosters. But either way, definitely an El Vito. Like, no excuse for that one.
Bro, they literally let their worst map get through and Toronto's best map and got 6-1 on it. To me, there's absolutely no excuse for that.
I just got a message from Envoy. Unfortunately, a team dinner just immense out of nowhere. So he will not be joining us on the show today. But Envoy was going to come on, so shout out to him. But yeah, take a look at the final scoreboard. Kleenex 10-1, just running at them round after round. He was definitely not losing his fight. So really, really good plays coming out from Kleenex. Super impressed with his play. And Pat, I know you're a big Kleenex fan. I know you. That's the issue right there. It's the issue with the fucking tissue, baby.
Issue. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we get into the next one, man. We get into the map number 3. And this was a Tuscan control again. All defense wins every single round. Nobody can get the B point. Nobody. No. We're sitting here. I mean, we were sitting here watching it in the watch party, and we were just bored, man. We were just super bored. Like, dude, nobody can get this B point. Teams are trying to flood through front. Teams are trying to take long routes. But the thing is the defensive teams are just pretty comfortable now. I think a lot of these teams just know how to lock this shit down. There's so many different ways you can hold. There's so many different angles that these offensive teams have to check. And to get a good 3-4 wipe and actually get stacks onto this B point, it's difficult, man.
I feel like it's going to get worse, too. As teams get better and better. Like, defense is just going to become more and more dominant.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We've said that about, like, offense and defense. I don't know. I just think it's a product of the map.
It hasn't happened at offense yet.
Oh, yeah. That was pure copium.
Yeah,
that was pure copium because we
get good at defense.
It was pure copium because we were just literally, like, hoping that these teams would just all of a sudden start making offense a lot more competitive because of the changes with ticks.
Bro, but you can't be that creative. Like, you cannot be that creative on offense, bro. Like, these maps are pretty straightforward. Like, you do what you gotta do, and if you don't win the gunfights, which you're already at a disadvantage to do, you just lose. Like, you can't do some crazy strat on offense to surprise any of these teams at this point.
This game mode just blows, bro. And it was okay in Cold War, but it was only good on like one map. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says. People will say, "Oh, it's got to be the maps." No, bro.
I think it was just only good in BO4.
It was only good at BO4, and it was because of the game mechanics. Because at the end of the day, Control, it's basically TDM. Like at the micro level, it's TDM to an extent, right?
Yeah, so how do you time to kill exactly and stim, like that is literally the only
slower time to kill. Yeah, because there's engagements mean more and engagements are longer and stuff like that. And then of course, specialists, shout out to Looney in chat, specialists gave offense a chance. True, but I think just the game's engagement mechanics, the time to kill made it so you can exploit, playing as like running as a pack and breaking open setups a lot more. I think when you have a slow time to kill, the teams that are on the defensive end are just going to have an easier time. And I don't think it comes down to maps as much as people make it out to be. I think it not purely, but mostly comes down to game mechanics, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Like BO4, that's the only reason why. That shit needs to go.
And let's take a look here at the very end. So there's 40 seconds left. This was probably the best opportunity for a team to win an offense. It was Ultra on the offensive side. I'm going to play it out here. You can see it's going to start with Trey. He's going to find one. Cammy's going to take him out here. I was in the watch party. Asim thought that Cammy should have hit the back here and blocked that back spawn here, and then they should have spawn killed Trey and kind of worked those lives down. What do you guys think? Because Cammy ends up double backing here, and then Trey's going to spawn up in the back, and that's going to kind of give London that God setup and just kind of pin him. But right there, they find the opening. You can see Insight initially. He's trying to get to the back. Trey's going to take him down right here, shoots him in the back. Big trades coming out of Cammy. Maybe if he blocks that spawn in the back, they might be able to spawn Trey. I was going to say they might be able to spawn Trey field. You know, spawn on field and then spawn kill him. You know what I'm saying? And kind of work these lives down.
I'm actually dumb. I'm sorry for interrupting you, by the way. I just get so
ahead
of myself.
Good. What were you going to say, Chris? Go ahead.
Cammy was so fried. Like, for some reason, Cammy thought he blocked it. Look at what he does. He's going over to the field to try to spawn kill him.
He thought he blocked it. Yep.
he's actually fried. Like, he actually thought he blocked it. What the hell?
Yeah.
He's chasing ghosts.
And I figured, you know, with the lives, with no lives being left, if they would have blocked that back spot, you saw Insight trying to do it. And then once they got the trades, I think Cammy, he kind of messed up his timings a little bit right there. And then after that, I mean, London, they just holding corners, waiting till Toronto gets on a point, and then they just kind of just swarm from all angles. It's a 2v1 situation. Last one up is Cammy, and he's going to get traded out plat. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. 37 and 29 for Afro. He had a fantastic map. Harry even 30 and 30, 31-34 for Nasty, 31 and 31 for Trey. Just a good job. Honestly, the slaying was pretty even on both sides. It was just all defense wins. Nobody could win an offense. I thought that was the best opportunity right there for a team to maybe capitalize on it, but they weren't. But then we get into the last one. It's a Tuscan control. And we got to talk about London a little bit, man. They can't hold a hard point. They can't hold a hill. Every time they rotate and set up, they get broken every single time. We can look at some of these hills and try and break it down, but what do you guys think it is? It must be like a communication issue, or they're just not on the same page, but it just feels like they can't hold anything. And it started right here. Ultra was able to get a really big P3 hold here. They kind of push London back into these spawns, these roof spawns. Look at the spawn here for number 2, by the way. Is this not a weird spawn? Look at this. Look where he spawned. Is that not weird? He spawned all the way P5. He got a free route to next. He got a free route to next.
Wait. Why would he not spawn roof?
Roof. Whatever. His whole team spawned roof, but him. His whole team spawned roof, but him.
I don't play the game all day, but Looney, you're in chat. Has that spawn ever happened?
No,
I have
that
never
is weird.
Seen it in a match.
As soon as I saw it, I said, "Wait a second, how the fuck?" And look what happened. That flips him. Like that flips London. And
what the fuck?
And Ultra's probably sitting there like, "What the fuck? Like what the fuck is going on?"
How is that even? Why is that even a spawn point?
I don't know. He spawned in P5. He spawned all, bro. He spawned all the way across the map from the hill. I've never seen that spawn before.
Did he spawn at the bottom? No, he spawned at the top of the building, right? I was gonna say if he spawned.
Where did he spawn? No, did he spawn at the top of P5, like towards next? I don't know.
Had to have, bro.
No, he spawned up top, Chris. He spawned up top.
What the fuck?
He instantly, bro. He literally spawned church, like no bullshit. Like he basically spawned church. And I was sitting here and I'm like, dude, like how do you read that? If you're Ultra and you're counting kills, you're thinking they're all roof right now. Like that's what you're thinking. They're all spawning back roof. Like, and then next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, they're behind us. What the fuck? Very.
Bro, timing. You don't even gotta rotate anymore, bro. The game.
Nah, you don't. It just doesn't make sense, and it's frustrating, man. Because I'm sitting here trying to analyze this shit, and it's not making any sense. I'm like, how do you even read something like that? And then we go into the next hard point. London has the P4 rotation, and they get broken with ease. I mean, this is their initial setup. It's gonna start with Harry. He's gonna push out the back. I think maybe Harry had his timings off. Maybe didn't expect anybody to be back there, and Bands kind of caught him off guard. And then we could kind of see how Toronto was kind of able to swarm on in. That's going to open up the field spawn. So it's going to be Harry who spawns field. In London, they're just kind of getting swarmed from every direction.
Yeah.
It was just Ultra. They were able to just get those back spawns and then eventually work the break. So good plays.
I mean, that usually is how you get broken on like hills, is like people try to get a little overzealous or they misread a timing. They think they could get to a position before, the offensive team, I guess in this scenario, gets to some place and they end up giving a free pick. And then by then it just spirals out of control. That's usually how like you get like insta broken.
Yep. And then we go over to the P5, Chris, and look who's there first. It's London again. They get broken again with ease. They get broken. It's going to start with number 3. It's going to be Harry. He's going to die well over here. He's going to die from mid-map. Good plays coming in from Band to get that nade off. And you can see number 7 taking the long route. That's Insight going all the way around. He's going to sneak through. He's going to pick up a big kill, and the pinch comes on in. Honestly, a really good break from Ultra. I like the long route, but nobody was watching it from London. They gave it up. You know, number 2 was Nasty, who went to go pick it up, but he forgot about the low part.
Yeah, he also got some bad timing. Like you'll see.
But he didn't even pick up low roof, Chris. He didn't even look. He didn't check
no,
it.
You're right. I'm saying here. He turns around, Insight comes around the corner, then he turns back around. Like look at
Yeah, and they were confused too because you could see Harry spawned out a little bit, and they could tell the spawns were a little iffy, and they were looking for him. And then he ends up picking up the kills. And then after this, we go into the second P1. Guess who's there early again? It's London. And they get broke again. Look, the whole middle of the map is open. Look at this. London did not pick up mid. They just turtled on hill. And what does Ultra do? They just storm through you. We saw this yesterday. I forgot who we watched. But you got to pick up mid. Mid is super important on this hill. This P1 hill is probably the money hill for me.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Where did that guy die from? Outer? Where did he die from?
Number 2, Outer. Back? That's Nasty. I'm going back right now. Let's take a look. Nasty's the one. Outer. He died from Bance. What the hell? Did he die from Top Church? Top Church. Bance found an angle.
Oh, yeah.
Bance found an angle. Top Church.
See, they didn't have mid, but at the same time, they weren't in the worst setup. They had that guy was watching that guy's back. Like, so if they did just like do a normal like you hit, they had a chance of holding it. But yeah. Once Bance got that kill, that was chalk. That was a good ass, like
really good play. Yeah, really good play at Bance.
Play by Bance.
You can just see. I mean, I just showed you guys 3 hills in a row where London was there early. They didn't pick up the right lanes. They don't push anything out, and they kind of just turtle around. They just turtle in a hill. I almost feel like they're overthinking it. They're like trying to get into this perfect setup and turtle on hill. Somebody's got they're like sitting there. I got your left, I got your right, this and that. And they're just turtled. Like, bro, you got to get pushed up a little bit. Somebody should be top church looking at mid. Somebody should be pushed up on their side playing a corner.
No, Vanguard embodies the statement like a good offense is a good defense or whatever that saying is. Because I'm stupid, so I probably didn't say it correctly.
Is a good good defense is good off. What did you say?
I have no idea what the fuck y'all saying.
Good offense. Or
I know
like that, right?
I know the saying, but what did you say?
I said a good defense is a good offense. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, but you get the point. Like,
I get it.
When you're holding a setup, you're
no. The saying is the best defense is offense.
Bro, I don't give a shit, bro. You get what I mean, bro? Like,
I've never heard that saying before. Have you
never heard that? What?
You never heard the best defense is a good
offense? Nah, never. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. That's interesting. Is that like a common saying? Is that something that people say a lot?
It's basically like don't turtle. Like if you turtle, that's like a shitty experience. This game embodies that because if you try to hold a generic ass setup, a team's gonna pick you apart with nades. Like that's like the reason why you don't just like hold like.
It's a basketball reference. It's a basketball reference. That's what somebody said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sports reference.
Somebody said you played soccer. You didn't know. I've never heard. Listen, I played for Chelsea in their academy, and my coach never said that. Never. I've never heard that before. Maybe in England they don't say that shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea.
The point is, Tom, is like on this game, like you got to get aggressive on your setups. Like there is a time to turtle, but it's never like your initial. Like you got to utilize the space that like teams give you, but like. And I think like your best bet is like just not turtling on your setups because you want to catch these people throwing nades.
Agreed.
You want to catch these people sprinting.
Make it harder for them. Like make it put the pressure on them. If you have the advantage, try and get pushed up, but get into those positions where you kind of catch people off guard. If you're there early, I mean, you should be doing something like that. Instead, they turtle, they get broken. Toronto 3-1 them. Good plays out of Ultra. They blow them out on the last map. Take a look at the final scoreboard. Trey, 24 and 25. Everybody negative from London, so they were getting outslayed heavy. And look at Toronto. Pat, you said this is all across the board. They just all pulling weight. The whole team. Whole entire team. So really good plays.
They're now 8-1 in their last 9 maps. So they're on a roll. They're frying, and our boys are back.
They're back, man. They're back. Let's listen into Cammy in the interview and see what he had to say. This guy's really been stepping it up, and let's go on board and see what he said.
A little bit rocky leading up to this point. Honestly, when I heard that you guys were 4-1, it was kind of like, oh, wow, you guys have been frying. So I'm asking about your comfortability now. Like, do you guys think you finally hit your stride heading into your own major?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, especially in respawns, obviously our control again, we've lost it there. But I feel like in hardpoint, we have a really good idea on what we're doing now compared to obviously before. And our S&Ds, just, our situational plays in search are as good as they've ever been. So I'm really confident going to the major. We just got to, over the next week, I guess, sort out control.
Cammy, I gotta ask you, like, when you guys are finding the most success when we're watching you, it just seems like you guys are like challenging everything, playing at an extremely fast pace. And in your last couple of matches, you guys have looked way faster. Was that a discussion you guys had, like, you'll speed it up, start to push, like, in communication, in game, in, you know, situations, trying to play a little bit quicker?
I mean, yeah, I think so. But honestly, I think we were just lost straight up, like in terms of what we need to prioritize and push in and stuff like that. I feel like now that we've actually got like a better idea, I'd say it's just our good old pace variation, just a bit better. Like when to play fast, when to play slow is getting a lot better with us.
A follow-up question. I mean, in the listens we've heard in a couple of your matches too, they've been a little bit more fiery, like a little bit more energy. So that's what I was asking. Like, has that sort of been an adjustment from last year where it was just always super calm and early in this season as well?
I mean, yeah, last year we were just big chilling most of the time. I think the games are way different, a lot more chaotic and head bashy. So you got to get the comms up. So, you know, it just gets the intensity going a bit more. For some reason, it just helps you shoot straight. But like last year, we could just stay calm, but it's not the same this year.
Cammy, my man, congrats on the big win. Congrats on going 4-1 this stage as well. My question to you, I'm going to get kind of personal, right? Heading into Major 3, I hope you guys tear it up, man. What is your own personal goal when it comes to your gameplay, something that you want to elevate heading into this event? And the last part of it is show some love to the fans, man. They're going to be hype over there.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm gassed out of the Toronto fans there. Apparently the Canadians are loyal, so I'm hoping to see some loyalty, and hopefully they'll be rooting for us instead of, you know, the good old green wall or something like that. So I'm really excited to have the fans on our side. And yeah, no, I think going into the major, I think I just want to like maintain consistency in my respawns. I feel like S&D, I'm really good at the moment. It's just maintain the consistency and like pacing and control, I'd say, for me.
All right, Cammy, I do got to say this. When you're on point, man, you're very fun to watch. Keep up with the dubs, man. Well, I'll see you in Toronto.
Yeah, see you too, my man.
Yeah, good interview out of Cammy. The boys are feeling confident, man. They're feeling good. Let's take a look at the next one. Hop right in. Congratulations to Toronto Ultra. I think they're very hyped going into their own major, right? They definitely want to show out. It's their home major, so they're clicking at a very good time. So good luck to them moving forward. Unlucky for the London Royal Ravens. They're another team that, you know, hasn't been. They got to step it up a little bit. I think London's been struggling heavy. So we're going to see if they can bounce back. But let's get into the next one, man. This was a quick one, man. Tony's in the chat. I see Method's in the chat. Tony, man, y'all got smoked today. Man, let's get into it. Gav, Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Berlin Control, Tuscan, Hardpoint, Desert, Siege, S&D. We got the Los Angeles Thieves kicking things off against Boston. Chat, guys, this was the shortest series ever in Vanguard, I think.
It might have been the shortest series in all of competitive. Yeah. Like,
you think so?
Bro, it was a 100-point club, 6-0-3-0. Like, you couldn't have been faster.
Bro, did you guys know? I mean, I don't know. This might have been a fake stat, but this guy said it was 21 minutes of actual in-game time.
Damn.
That makes sense. 3 maps, 7 minutes a map. Yeah.
Damn.
Something I wanted to say though, and because we had talked about this before, I think last week when we were talking about the ping and the artificial raising of ping. So I believe in this series it was played on a Dallas server. So as you know, Thieves are in LA, Boston is in Boston. So
wait, really?
Yeah. So this was played on a Dallas server. And LA had their ping raised. So like similar to how Seattle, like when LA played them, had their ping raised. It was LA now that had theirs raised to match whatever Boston was pinging. And I guess that was the lowest possible ping for the server.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys, you know what the United States looks like. Like that's a big difference. So
yeah,
bro,
that upping the ping shit doesn't sound right to me. Something I feel like that's not accurate. I feel like they might up it and it's just like a fake ping.
Bro, I was talking about this on the reverse sweep, and some guy like came in and like he was like an IT guy and said some shit about how basically when you're if you're upping the like a person's ping to like a flat number, you're getting rid of any sort of variation. Right, because you're upping it to a flat, stabilized number. Basically. Exactly, it's guaranteeing that amount at all times, which is stable as fuck. You gotta think about it. Even as the series goes on, you probably get used to it because of how stable it is, right? So, a team that's playing on a fluctuating ping is not guaranteed to have that, and I get it, right? The difference is probably not as high as you might think, but from a gameplay point, it seems like it's a trend where we've had this happen twice now. Funny thing is, both times LA Thieves have been involved in it, and they've been on both opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, where
they got fried. Do you remember? Like they got World Star fried, and they're getting they're the ones world star frying when they're on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it can't be right. Like,
I mean,
it
at the end of the day, like all this aside, this is just a problem, right? When we have teams just in different areas of the country, like all 4 of them, like there's no possible way to have a fair match of 4 players in Boston versus 4 players in LA. It's not possible. It's
Listen,
just
man,
not.
I'm here for just a minute or two, but there is no way anybody thinks we are that bad.
Your series was a minute or two.
So you think the pings were a factor, Tony?
I mean,
is what you're saying?
Listen, man, come on, bro.
Ziddy, did it feel like you couldn't win a 1 or what?
Dude, were they watching me when I'm preem and low hole and Envoy fucking runs and I'm
They didn't really watch your team that much at all this series.
You guys are getting slapped.
Listen, I'm not here to deflect or listen. Thieves played well, right? In a situation like this, there's no way. Who actually knows? But come on, bro.
I mean, listen, the story of this first map was just Octane.
Tank, preem, and hole, and dude, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it.
Well, what were you pinging in game? What were you pinging in game? Do you remember?
Okay, so we're
50.
No, we weren't. We were pinging 70.
50.
No, we were pinging
70.
Wait, what?
You were pinging 70?
We were pinging 65, 70.
What the?
And okay, so when we ping
70 ping.
Sorry, when we scrim Thieves, we usually play on Dallas because it makes the most sense for a scrim. I think we ping like 55, 60. They ping like 40, 45, if I'm not mistaken. This series, we were pinging 65, 70. I'm not sure if they added any artificial to us, but I'm assuming they were pinging like 40 to 50, and then they added artificial ping.
What I heard was that when you
ping.
You ping 50 to Dallas, and LA pings 40 to Dallas. So they raised theirs 10 to match.
We were not pinging 50. we were pinging 65, 70.
Dude, that is insane.
We need Envoy, yo. We need any LA Thieves members. What was your ping?
They're all out to dinner. They're on a team dinner right now.
They usually ping 40 to Dallas, but they were raised 10 to ping 50.
No, I mean, all I know is we were on 60 to 70.
That's crazy.
Did you record your matches? Can you go back and look?
Wait, hold on. Is this it? Is this what? Is this it?
No, that's not it. You got to kill. You got to kill there, Tony. Your bullets were connecting.
Oh man.
Wait, Zin, do you record your gameplay?
Like my own gameplay? No.
So you can't go back and see what you were pinging?
Listen, let me just say, we were not playing the map well. Our communication wasn't good. So I'm not sitting here saying, like, I don't like doing that, but...
I mean, bro, we got to give Octane his flowers, man.
We have never lost like that, ever. We've been 3-0'd. We have never lost like that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever lost like that. You know what I'm saying?
Quite literally.
But listen, I just want to give Octane his flowers before the map ends. I mean, I know it's a blowout. They're just holding every single hill. But look at this guy, Octane, right now. He's 31-9, and the rest of his team haven't even hit 20 yet. They're all 17-16, 16, 12-16. Look at what this guy's doing, man. This is prime Octane. This is what we've been waiting. We've been waiting for shit like this. You think Octane's stepping it up now? He's hitting form, hitting that prime. What do you guys think?
Listen, bro, I'm taking everything I see online in the qualifier matches with a grain of salt until I see it on land.
As soon as I heard
for Minnesota, goes for Thieves, goes for New York, every single team.
You don't think Kenny's haircut's got anything to do with this dub?
Oh, I didn't even see
Look at that haircut. Look at that fucking hair. That looks good, man. That looks good.
He's looking like how he did back in the day when he was an absolute SMG demon.
All he needs is a bandana now. That's all he needs. But look at the stat line. Look at this. Draza's negative. Kenny's negative. 17-20, 15-16. Amboy's only +1 at 18-17. Sam is 34-11. This guy was playing a pub. My bad, Tony. I didn't mean to cook you like that. But, I mean, dude, this is insane. Like, he was playing unreal. Good plays coming out of Octane.
I think it's fair to say, Tony, that you guys deserve to lose, just not like that, right?
I mean, of course. I mean, I'll agree with you, yeah.
Okay. I was just making.
I mean, bro, hold on. We weren't our communicate. It's like our comms kind of sucked this series. Like, I have no problem saying that, but it's like it's hard for your comms to be like good and like sort of upbeat
when you lose every gunfight,
when you are legitimately not winning any fights. Like no entries, nothing. It was just literally all bad.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. Octane, he fried. He was doing his thing. Also, Castro had an AR on the Gav. Is that new, Tony, or has he always done that? Or am I tripping?
I don't know. We're obviously really good at that map, so I don't want to unveil anything.
What do you mean? We saw him running an AR.
He probably couldn't buy a kill. He said, "Fuck this shit. I'm using an AR."
We could have played better with 4 subs. I don't know what the fuck that map was, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was interesting that Cap had an AR out. He usually doesn't run an AR on Gav. He usually has a sub out. So I thought that was something new. You guys were maybe trying out in practice. Maybe it was something that was working for you guys.
I'm trying to have. I'm deleting it from my memory because like I just don't even know what to say about that.
What happened in the S&D here, Tony? Because Envoy went flawless. He did not die this whole search. The whole entire search, he did not die.
Well, we got first blooded every single round.
Every round, you guys got blooded.
Yep, 6 for 6.
So that's one of those things where, especially at this point in the game, where teams sort of know how to play maps. If you're
these average 40% first blood percentage on this map, but today they were 100%.
Yes, good for them. I love seeing Zing get shit on. Thank you, bot. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and then you could kind of see how LA Thieves are just able to do this. I mean, even in the 2-0 round, just look how aggressive they get onto that B bomb site, and then look at Kenny hitting those long routes, getting in behind. He's gonna take Castro out top church. Good plays coming out of Kenny. I like the little long route there. You see a lot of people doing that now. When people are going B, sometimes you have somebody playing on island and kind of play by himself and kind of take those long routes and kind of be a nuisance. All comes down to Tony in a 1v2. Not really much you can do there. We go into the next round, and this is where it was game for me. Envoy able to clutch the 1v2 against the Boston Breach. We're able to see how he was able to do it. It's gonna start with Nero. He's not gonna check his corners, and he's gonna fall. Big plays coming out of Envoy, and then he's also gonna spot you there, Tony. I don't know if you knew that, but Envoy actually saw you.
Yeah, no, I knew he was in fire, and then there was just like a 1v1.
Yeah, just good plays coming out of Envoy. A lot of confidence. He's going to clutch the 1v2, and that 1v2 he clutches is going to give him that glide bomb. After that, this is pretty much a wrap. It's 4-0. He has a glide bomb. Again, the first bloods go to Draza. Nero gets aggressive by himself, man. Tony, I would like to see you guys do stuff together, man. You know, a lot of solo pushes. A lot of people going rogue. Nero, he's going to get picked out. Kenny, he's going to fall 3v3 situation, but as you can see, once Draza picks up that guy in the tank, that's the last guy B to get the bomb down. I mean, this was just a bloodbath. What else is there to say? Envoy was putting on a clinic. This map and the next map.
I think we really need to give credit where credit is due. And shout out to Enable, man. I think he really gave Envoy the motivation that he needed just to be a different
What did he do? What did Enable do? Nah, what happened? I was in Aruba.
I don't want to quote him exactly, but on our
Envoy's the problem
episode,
that's what he said.
Just went into some issues with the LA Thieves and mentioned that possibly he believes that Envoy might be an issue on this roster, and that is leading to some of their shortcings, I should say. But yeah, I mean, hey,
I disagree. I disagree completely.
Right. And a lot of people did. It was a nice little argument for like a few days on Reddit, but hey. I think, regardless, Envoy came out and, with added motivation and did his thing. So just wanted to shout that out. Shout out to Enable for his prediction. But
yeah, no. Envoy, he went 9-0 in the S&D.
That's the Red Power Ranger, by the way, guys. You got to show some respect.
It's the Red Power Ranger. That's not right, man. That's not right at all. But really good plays, man. Good plays coming out of Envoy. He goes 9-0 in the S&D. Doesn't die. Goes absolutely flawless. And then we get into the control, and again, just another bloodbath, man. This was the first offense we saw all day in control, and it just starts from Thieves, man. They storm to the front, they work the trades, they get the kills, and Boston, very, very early on, 15 seconds in, find themselves pinned back in the back of their base.
Great map here.
Yeah, I mean, Tony, what goes through a player's mind when you get put back into the spawn trap? Like, what do you guys do here? You just gotta have to just get lucky, throw some tacks, and hope you can break on in?
This is a specific spawn trap?
Yeah, this spawn trap in particular.
I'm praying I see a grenade kill on the kill feed.
I mean, right away, they're able to get 2 ticks in 15 seconds. They just run at you guys, they win the fights, and they get 2 ticks fast.
I am praying to see a grenade kill or a team kill on the kill feed.
Because you don't have a lot of time. When LA Thieves get the kills and they stack and the points going up so fast, the only play you guys have is to run at them. It's the only play you can do. Nobody has time to take a long route. Nobody can do anything. That's why stacks are so important, because the minute that point goes up so fast, it eliminates possible routes that people can take. Like, they have to just be straight up.
We talked about it last time, right? Like, if you think about like Gav or Tuscan, right? If you go 4 down, you at least spawn up and you can at least hit nades. Like this hill, it's pretty much like if you go fresh 4 and they have people close to the point, there's literally nothing you can do.
Yeah. And then you guys try and do the Haggy setup. You guys push out train and stuff, but LA Thieves, they're gonna 4-hit the back. Envoy's gonna open things up with a big 1v1 on the point. They pick up all the kills coming through the backside, instantly flip you guys back into that spawn trap, and LA Thieves are able to win this first offense. good plays coming out of the Thieves.
We couldn't buy a kill, dude.
No, you couldn't. I literally felt like you guys just couldn't win a gunfight. That's what it felt like. It felt like you guys are getting blundered.
And I hate saying it. I hate saying it, but like, it literally just felt like we just weren't winning fights.
Yeah, I mean that's not. Why do you hate saying that? That's like a common thing though. Sometimes if your
people
team
are gonna make excuses or say that's excuses,
well,
but bro, like
I mean, bro, there's no way to talk about it without it seeming like excuses or deflecting, or it's just like dude, we literally could not get anything going.
Bro, as soon as I heard that they are artificially doing shit with like people's like pings, I'm like, this cannot be good. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it just sounds like, I know they're not obviously match fixing, but that's what it sounds like. Like, they're artificially interfering with the natural, like, you know, the way that like the game feels into some degree for certain teams. Like, obviously it's not match fixing.
Well,
but like,
I mean, bro, it kind of happened. It kind of happened to Thieves last week versus Seattle. Thieves were getting turned on. Like I'm not talking about like, I'm not making a joke. Like they were getting turned on, like actually turned on, literally.
And now they were literally turning on you, and they had theirs.
Correct.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. I mean, a lot of people are saying excuses, but I mean, if you guys are pinging 70, man, like that is definitely something to talk about. We got a Doug for Nero Spin. You guys gonna bring in Doug anytime soon? You bringing in Doug or what, Tony?
No.
Okay, thank you for sharing. You can see here.
My bad, Doug.
My bad, Doug. Son.
I mean, we are top 4 in the CDL standings. You know, that's not looking as good as it was, but
I was just messing with you.
I know. We'll do our best to persevere. We have not discussed.
You just ruined Doug's whole night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He just ruined it.
Send a text apologizing.
Man, that's crazy. Poor Doug.
Man, Doug's my guy, but my whole team is gross. Especially, I mean, it's.
Let's not act like Doug don't be talking shit either. Let's not. It's not like that. That's not a thing.
It may not have shown in this match, but I have a gross team, man.
Well, listen, let's tune it to the LA Thieves. Listen in here in this last round and see how the boys are calming, and pay attention to Envoy because this guy was all over the map. He cannot be contained. Let's tune in.
I'm on it. He's close. I went secret. Nice. Give me a second. You get Tom mid right now? Yeah, go for it. I can play your depth. P3. Punch weak. There's two. 3 A. I mean 3B. Get my dev on. I got stone. Half full. Get my dev. I have your dev. One shot stone, CJ. Actually, I'm gonna pick up top mid. You're good. Play top there. I'm living. Take me to door. I'm going to. I have door only. I'm top mid. Hey, I have shots. I got nade. One shot from BS3 or something. One's glass steps. I have. I'll see you BS3. Door. Open one shot. One shot. I got one. One shot near. Chow. I have point. Yeah, play your kills. I'm gonna wrap. Okay, I'm gonna wrap. Missing cap. He might have played. Door. I see him. He's there. He's close. Nice. I'm gonna play there right there. I got one. Another one. I'm going through his Ken. Okay, secret stairs. Peter. I'm going down. Back there. I'm wrapping Gotti. He's hitting their shot on me. Close. Right there.
Pissed on him right here, Tony.
You're good. One shot on me, bro. Hey, long. Absolute, bro. I got fucking stunned. One shot on the stone pillar. Yeah, we're for one. Yeah, no good. Nice, good job. That's on point. I'm hitting out. Yo, P3 back left. And he's an office. That's fine. They could be pinned. Out of door didn't push it. On point. I'm in a fire, bro. I'm gonna live. Yeah, I'm trying to get fire. Yeah, here. He's on point, bro. Back left point, cap, dead. Probably office. I got office, desk. Absolute. Gotta get that one guy, bro. They can push that, bro.
Good listening coming in from the Thieves, man. They sound good, man. A lot of energy. Kenny and Envoy. I like the way that Kenny and Envoy were playing off each other, man. I know Envoy's stats are looking a little bit better than Kenny's, but Kenny was also getting aggressive with him and kind of opening up those gaps. And, you know, it's pretty easy to fry if you're Envoy. If you have somebody next to you just getting aggro with you, somebody that you can work off of. So really good job from Kenny and Envoy.
12, dude?
Yeah, Envoy was 27 and 13 at this point in time. He was also flawless in the S&D, and Sam was triple positive in the hard point.
Good for that, man.
Yeah, no, we could kind of see kind of how this is blended. I mean, at this point, just from all the kills and all the spawn kills, look at the lives. With a minute left to go, Boston only has 3 lives.
GG go next, Tom. GG
go next. Let's take a look at the final scoreboard. 28-14 from Envoy. Kenny negative 17-20, but you know, scoreboard doesn't always matter too much. He was getting aggro. He's working those spawn kills with Envoy. Draws at 23-15. Sam with a little bit of a stinky, but what are you gonna do? Guy went triple positive the first map. He can't do everything. Good plays coming in from the Los Angeles Thieves. They did a fantastic job.
I did the math. After 2 maps, in-game time was 12 minutes and 49. So with that, 9 minutes and 42.
Wait, hold on. Wait, are you being serious?
Yep, I wanted to actually see it for myself. It wasn't 21 minutes. It was slightly above 22, but yeah.
It was a
You guys lost in 22 minutes. Yes.
Like actual in-game, like you spent 22 minutes on a map, like not lobby time, not fucking commercial.
You gotta think, there's round timers, there's countdown timers in the round, so like it's probably is 21.
Listen, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I have nothing to say about that. Great games, they've improved tenfold. They have.
Wait, but last week they were getting turned on by Seattle, though. Then
I mean, I know.
Okay.
All right, well, that's going to do it for that series. Unfortunately, Porter, he's got some things to do. He was going to hop on. I did DM Kismet the TS. If he does want to join in, he does have the information, and I think that might be him right there. Is that Kismet? Is that the Bulldog? Oh, look who it is. We're just about to get into your series, Kismet. I'm going to intro us in. We got a Berlin Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Boat Cage S&D, the New York Subliners going up against Optic, Texas. Pat, let's start with you on the vetoes. How did you feel today?
Absolutely phenomenal vetoes out of the boys on the Subliners. Couldn't have asked for a better map set myself personally, as we saw, Tom, in the results. But yeah, I mean, I think really what we need to highlight in this series was we had the Fat Man going up against the team who, as you know, you guys should remember in the off season, right? There was a little bad blood, right, with what went down on the Optic situation. I think this is their first time matching up in Vanguard, if that's correct.
Yeah, the first time, which is interesting. I can't believe it was the first time that they're matching up.
Yeah, and look, right, like I think Porter's been waiting for this moment, and you know he's got his Bulldog beside him. He's got the French Phenom. I think he came with everything prepared, and we saw him show out, man. And like he said, the king is dead.
I doubt the king is dead. I think Porter's just a little bit of a maniac. I think he's just a little bit of a fucking psychopath, if you want my honest opinions. This guy Porter, he's an absolute menace. He was screaming at his webcam in the middle of the map. He was screaming at his webcam. I mean,
what was he saying?
I mean, Kismet, how do you Kismet? What is in your ear?
Dashy. I don't know. He was saying something about like get shit on Dashy or something.
Oh my god, dude, he was an absolute menace today.
He was upper blood today for sure.
Well, I mean, thank God, because he was 18 and 50 in the last series.
Yeah, we won a map. He was 18 and 42. You know, it is what it is.
But Kismet, I'll ask you before we get into the map a little bit. How did you feel after a big win today? You feeling good?
I mean, obviously it feels good to win. I mean, we needed to win for winners bracket, I think. So like having that under our belt now, going to Toronto because we need to win at this event, like for points. I mean, honestly, just feels good. Like we needed to win, and it was. I mean, obviously against Porter's team or his old team. Like, you know, it felt good.
Yeah, no, I definitely think Porter was trying to get back at his old team here. Definitely turning up, wanted to make a statement. And you guys aren't at the bottom of the league, right? You guys are trying to get those points. You need these wins bad. You need these wins. You know what it is? I feel like New York just took too long to make these changes and get their team on the right track. It just they
gave Neptune too many chances, and like that whole Royalty Neptune debacle, that could have been over instantly. There didn't need to be any trial before they actually made the real change with Clay. Like that should have been cleaned up right away.
Yeah. Just to talk about Optic a little bit, I think Shotzi struggled today. He's an incredible player, but today he just had one of those off series, right? It was kind of like with Celium yesterday. A lot of people were getting on Celium and saying this and saying that, and it's like, listen, man, like people are gonna have off series, and I just think it took too long for him to get going.
Well, this would have been the first time Shotzi's ever played against Crim, right? In the CDL.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, it's the first time.
They teamed right away in MW. They teamed all of Cold War. They hadn't matched up any this year. This is the first time.
Wait, they haven't played each other this year?
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
I don't think so.
Shotzi has never played Crim.
That's interesting.
New York couldn't make it to him.
I didn't know that.
That's actually crazy. I had no idea either. But let's look at this P1 Hardpoint. You guys already have a 50-point lead. This is where Optic are trying to bring it back, and we know that they can hold it on this P1. But you guys are able to break this one, and it's going to start with this long route coming in from Porter. He's going to go all the way around. He's going to collapse on that hill, and you guys are going to pick up the kills. Good pinches and good routes coming in from the Fat Man. He's fat, but he be moving. You know, he be moving. He's been taking those routes. You can see him going all the way around. Just a good heads-up play out of Porter. It's a good vet play.
That's also on number 8, spawning in fire and not relaying to his teammates that a guy's probably behind him, because you should never spawn in fire. I think Scum spawned in there.
Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was a weird spawn. That fire spawn. So once he spawns there, he probably could have picked it up. But then at the same time, how do you know? For all you know, the Vanguard, you're just getting Vanguarded.
Yeah. But,
you could just be like, yo, that's a little weird. Never seen that before.
There might be somebody behind it. Like I'll always take a might. Like.
And then this is kind of where just NYSL started to storm away from it. And then just the second P2, I thought Paco did a great job flipping here. You can see how early he did it. With 60 seconds, the P2 hill just popped. And look at Paco. He's pushing off of old. He's going to go all the way around fire. He's going to get behind him. Think he's going to pick up one right here onto Scump. Goes to pick up the 2-piece onto Shotzi. That's going to secure the time. And also, that's going to secure the flips. So not only is NYSL going to soak up the rest of his time, but the route from Paco is going to secure those spawns for the next one. So really, really good plays coming out of Paco. The routes are being taken. I could definitely tell that he's an animal, dude. What's it like playing with Hydra, man? That guy's different, dude. He is different.
I'm gonna like highlight the whole route thing because we've been talking about it like the past like couple days. And like a big shout out to him because obviously he's a new kid regardless of like how good he is, you know.
Yeah.
It's like he has to be taught like perfectly how to play COD, and like that's a big thing that like we've been talking to him about. Like we try to like help him understand like how good we are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's like he doesn't always have to do everything. So like there's times where like he has to understand like there's routes to be taken.
Yeah.
And he's been doing a great job with that because he can still take routes and fry people.
Yeah, that's a problem, because right when people try and do too much, when they're trying to do too much on the map.
I mean, Porter's giving us the whole speech. Like, if we all play like at our like as a team, we can win at 70% type thing. Like, we don't have to do too much.
Yeah.
And you know, he's been learning that. He's been playing lights out, and I mean, I love playing with him. The guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah, I mean, let's go into the listening and see how you guys are commenting. And just to highlight this P4, Kismet, you were the one who made the play for this break. We're gonna listen to the listening and pay close attention to Kismet and see how they were able to break this one.
Go P5, okay? They're gonna spawn third if we block both.
Yo, back there, Dashy. I should have stayed alive, bro. He's back there.
All good. I'm in the back.
Try to stay alive, Paco. Yeah. Stop P2. You know what you wanna know? Stop P2, mid P5. I don't see him here.
Mid P5.
Big routes from Kismet.
Top P2 now.
He's in P2.
Ignore that guy. Spawn back bricks.
Yo, from bricks.
He's top 3, I think.
He's right under you, from bricks. Top 3.
From bricks then.
Nice job. One top 3. Top 3.
Sometimes
when we win. I don't know we win. Top 3.
Dirt. Yo, he's back up. That's good fucking play,
nice, good job. Yo, looking for pro.
First time. I'm gonna get top red.
Bakari weak.
Yeah, I'm getting top red.
Bakari weak. He's good. Holding. I'm getting it. Wasn't P5, okay?
No. I know. Yeah, he's there. I'm getting wallbang. Hold on, I gotta back up. I'm pulling.
Top P2. He's in P5.
Shouting sidewalk, Scump, weak on the crane.
Yeah, crane.
Tommy, two there.
Yo, we're gonna flip, okay? Alright. Totally one shot, no.
There's 3 there. That's good.
Yeah, one in
one's P5.
Good job.
Shotzi's close up, train on me.
He's on the
Actually, that alley.
Pro on the heady.
Yo, clutch that's weak. Shotzi.
Yeah, pro loot on the heady.
That's gonna do it for the comms. Kismet, good route out of you, man. I like the long route. I like how you dip back and that big 2-piece out of you. That's pretty much going to solidify the dub for you guys. I think that was an opportunity where Optic might have been able to bring it back, but you guys just shut it down. And then you guys just locked down this P5 and you guys are able to win it here. So good routes, man. Good job.
I think Optic is just like they just look so sloppy on this map. On top of that, like they were caught off guard by Kismet taking that route and spawning his like entire team back there. By the way, I don't know if you noticed it, but Crim went around the back of the warehouse and got the first blood, and then Kismet made the play for the 2-piece. But they actually had zero idea that like you guys had all spawned there.
So, by the way, New York has the best overall plus minus on Berlin Hardpoint out of any team in the CDL right now. So this would include when they had Clay and Nep and Royalty and everybody. So this is just NYSL's map, I think.
Yep. What do you guys think? Do you think Illy maybe is a missing factor for these guys when it comes to like just the structure of the team and just making sure that they're picking up lanes like that? You think that's a factor or no? Well, I'm just asking because that's what people have been saying, you know, in the chat and on Reddit.
Of course they lost.
You know?
Oh no, if we had Illy, it wouldn't be like, listen, bro, Illy could have been on Super Saiyan mode. You were losing the series.
Okay, I don't know about that, but my point is like, bro, everyone's like, yeah, some people are like, yeah, dude, they're better with Pro Loot, or like, oh, Pro Loot's this, Pro Loot's that. Like, bro, they just had New York came out and played better
when they beat FaZe.
Yeah,
so
New York
missing him now?
Exactly. New York just came out and they played better. and Optic was just off their game. It doesn't fucking matter if they didn't have Illy. Like, ProLoop has been playing phenomenal for this team, and he has also brought that same aspect to their team that Ender has to a degree. You heard it from the coaches themselves. The guy's practically a clone. So that nonsense is just fried, dude. Like, it's just stupid.
Just thought I'd ask the question since a lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah. I know, I get it. I'm not trying to call you stupid. I'm saying, look, every people that like make that fucking excuse are just dumb, bro. Like, they just played bad. Like, they got outplayed. It didn't matter who they had. If like they could have showed up and played the same with Illy for all you know, right? Yeah. Like, you saw Stashy off his game, you saw Shotzi off his game. Like, it wasn't just because they had Pro Loot. Like, these other players just played better.
I didn't really see them off their game, to be honest. I just saw them getting outplayed by the New York subliners. I don't think it's necessarily fair to say these players were off their game individually. They got shit on. It is what it is.
They did, but like, I mean,
it's just abnormal for them, you know. Like, they normally don't get shit on, you know. Like, somebody like Shotzi's been frying all year, you know. It was an anomaly series from him.
Think about it. Like I said in the beginning, the first time Shotzi's ever played Crim, he got shit on, right? Anomaly series for sure. But the factor here was that this is the first time he's ever played against.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, man.
His daddy, dude.
And listen, hey, and I just want to put this out here. Like, we don't gotta get into this, but if in fact Crim is Shotzi's dad, I guess I'm Shotzi's granddad. So
you are an idiot, bro. You're an absolute idiot. But one thing I will say is Shotzi kept getting picked in this one. He kept getting blooded. He kept getting called off guard. Maybe some VOD review coming in from the side of NYSL. Maybe trying to pick out those little like creddy spots that Shotzi likes to play. But he just kept 100%. Getting picked. He kept getting picked a lot. You guys are definitely doing a lot of VOD review, huh, kids?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily for Ant, but it was just
in general.
Yeah, just in general, like their tendencies. Because we were like a big thing that we've been trying to change on our S&D too. Because like we've been doing a lot of VOD, but like trying to like hard counter teams.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, as from an S&D mindset, like I just want to know people's tendencies and then let us just play our game. Because we get too like. We try to think about it way too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we just play our game like we're good S&D players. Like the only one that's not like an S&D player or whatever is Porter. And like outside of that, like we're S&D stars.
Yep.
So just let us play our game and like, you know, we'll be fine. And like that's what we did, really.
And then this 3-1 round, I mean, this is just kind of those brain fart plays from Optic. They didn't even check any corners in the site. They just ran into the site. No corner checks at all.
I remember Paco was screaming like he was like, I'm probably dead. And he gets one and stays alive. I'm like, right, for sure.
Yeah, you could kind of see Paco gets a free kill. You would just think that Optic maybe need to slow it down a little bit. You know, get those corner checks, man. You got to check everything. Make sure nobody's in on the site. They go for the bomb plan right away. They get caught off guard, and you know the bomb falls. You guys end up storming away with this one. It goes up 5-1. And then Dashy just started turning up on you guys. Tell me, Kisby, you got to be honest with me here. You were shitting your pants a little bit, weren't you?
Not really, actually.
I mean,
we went to the 5-5. I just made a play call like right away. I was like, dude, like let's just not overthink it. Like, don't think of it as 5-5. Just as another round. Like,
yeah,
it's all right. I mean, at the end of the day, though, we don't like being come back on like that.
Nah,
it got a little nerve-wracking.
And this is kind of where the comeback starts. I mean, it's going to start with Brucey. He's going to pick up a big 2-piece in the middle of the map. Not really too sure what happened with you guys right there. I think you got caught sprinting trying to cross.
Yeah, we called the bait and switch and it was bad.
And then you ended up falling, and I guess Porter just got beamed off the tank. So really good plays from Dashy. This is where Dashy just starts to heat up. He goes crazy that round. Going into the next round, he finds a big first blood again. It was Dashy who was able to pick somebody on that outskirts of the map. It ended up being you, Kiz. So I saw you trying to get out of there. I think you felt the presence from Optic.
I was mind blown. Yeah.
And then he just got aggro. I think Optic started to play a little bit more loose just as the map went on. So Dashy opens it up with a first blood in this one. That's going to secure it around from them. Scump plays a really good corner here, top 3. I think Paco knew he was up there, but Scump with a good off angle. That's going to bring this comeback a little bit. Then we go into the next round. This is where Dashy 1v2s, and this is where I really got nervous for you guys.
Yeah, this one, it stings, man.
Yeah,
it's like one of those rounds like you played, you know, like we're like in the moment trying to call out like how to like play the round or whatever to guarantee it.
Yeah.
But like Paul's like in the moment, like I think he chowed him out, and we're like, just wait, he's gonna be outer.
Yeah.
And like obviously it's just unfortunate. And Porter was in the 1v1 and just read it wrong.
Yeah, and it was interesting too. It seems like you guys thought that you had him pinned down B. I don't think you guys realized that they wrapped back through spawn and kind of went all the way around.
We thought we still had bomb down on B or something right here, I think.
Okay.
I think Paco said we had bomb down B. So they were just like playing off of that info or like the sound cue.
Yeah, and you could kind of see how Bruce is able to clutch it.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, the bomb goes down. You guys are able to make it a 2v1. Brucey finds one. It begins a 1v1 between him and Porter. And Brucey just wins the fight. He reads Porter's route. He ends up gunning him. Good plays coming out of Bruce. And then again, dude, just going into the 5-4 round, once again, it was Dashy. I mean, he was trying to do it all in this one. Really want to look back at this round 11 because, in my opinion, kids, I'm sure you guys made the play call and did your thing, but if you see what Optic just did in this last round.
Thought you got nervous.
Wait, the 5-5?
The 5-5, man, I'm going to be honest, man, to all the Optic fans out there.
And hit A.
I don't know what they were doing in this round 11.
No idea they had a bomb.
Yeah, I couldn't. Really? You guys didn't know?
We had not a single clue. Like, it was just in the moment we didn't think about it.
Yeah, because Brucey was on a streak. He was frying.
And then, I don't know. They used it and went A for some reason. I couldn't tell you why.
So you could kind of see how you got what happened here was a 3v3 situation. Brucey finds the first blood. Paul, he bounces back, but then Scump with the nade and Prolu with 1. That's going to shut you guys down. We're going to a round 11, and I just want to take a look at the streak here. I was just confused. So right here, I'm going to pause it. You have 1 guy in B, you have 1 guy in Fire, and 2 guys playing corner in A. You know that you have numbers B from the information of the bomb. I just don't think Optic should be making a play yet when the streak is in the air. Use the streak, get your information, and play off your information. But instead, they use the streak. You can see the streak comes down. Go ahead, Pat.
I think Shotzi making this play is what threw the round.
I got the freest blood. I don't know.
I feel like even without the streak, if Shotzi just didn't do this, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, that was kind of fried. Yo, there's 2 in A.
Yeah, like
we did not have cold blooded. They knew we were there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they get the info, and then Shotzi solo pushes. He goes a little rogue. Maybe his head just wasn't in the game today. But then you jump out, you pop a 2-piece, and I'm sitting here like, dude, they just got the information. They saw 1 guy was on B. The best play they can do is just solo get the guy B. You have numbers. You know he's there by himself. Use your numbers, trade him out, get the bomb down B, and call it quits. So Optic, they bring it all the way back, and maybe just some brain farts coming out from them in that round 11. But listen, you guys capitalized on it. Kismet, you went 13-7. I mean, you had an absolute game. And then on the other side, you see Shotzi struggling again, just 1-9, 1-10. Excuse me, couldn't get anything going in this one. Any final thoughts on the S&D, gentlemen? Anything? Any final thoughts at all?
He was off the papaya today, bro. Like, he was just fried today. Like, he was definitely checked, bro. 1-10.
Porter got him shook. I just want to put that out there.
Holy shit.
Yo, real quick, Tom, because I think you were watching the soccer game before the games today. Did Madrid end up beating Liverpool?
Yep, Madrid beat Liverpool 1-0. Okay. Vinicius ball came across the box, and Vinicius put it away for the W.
The reason I asked is I'm guessing an Optic fan DM'd me. He said, Wasteman, the flank was better without you and your shit takes. Optic is the best team. And I said, Madrid shit on Liverpool today, and he blocked me. Because I went to his bio, and he was from Liverpool, England.
That's not right at all. Pat, I actually got a little story to tell you. So when I was going to Aruba, I actually got stopped by a couple fans in the airport.
Oh, okay, dope.
And they had a lot of nice things to say about you in particular. They said that bringing Pat on the show was a great decision, and that they really enjoy you, and they really enjoy.
Was that in LA or in Aruba airport?
It was in LA. I also, when I did land in Aruba, a couple security guards actually stopped me as well. That tuned into the show.
You're global.
You're global now. We got people in Aruba watching me and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It was cool to get some love, Pat. Just a little story for you. You know, they were showing you
those guys if you're watching right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're tuned in, and you know, they were showing you some love. I thought that was really nice of them to just say. It was just weird because I met them. I was like, yo, what's up, man? They're like, yo, we love the flank, love that stuff. We love Pat. And they were gassing you up, and I was like, hey, man, he's pretty cool. Just to give you a little bit of love, Pat.
Those are my guys. Yeah, those are my guys.
But let's get into the control a little bit. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, you know, I was only, you know, on the Gorillas for a little while. But, hey, LA showed me some love out there. The city specifically. Not the team, the city. But
yeah, it's good, Pat. Yeah, LA's always showing you love, Pat. They love you over here. But let's take a look at the Optic listening here in the control. Kismet made the play in this listening. I want to tune in and pay close attention to Kismet. Let's tune in.
Yeah, Nathan. I'm holding the side right now. Walk pitches. I can pitch the guy top church. Give me time. I have their side right now. Top church.
Yo, B main, let me Hydra. B main Hydra one shot.
Pitch me dead.
Hydra one shot, B main. Come
on, one tree, boys. Yeah, I'm trying to pitch once. Yo, we need to work for it. Yeah, he was out there.
I'm a hold mid. In your crib.
I'm talking to them guys. Bump over, Steph. I'll pick the point.
Got one mid.
Yeah, be mine.
Did you say Kismet?
Missing kids.
Yeah, keep watching.
He's back to. He's
I'm mid.
I'm mid.
I'm mid.
You have their side or no? trying to help you.
This is sick right here. Watch this.
I'm a rebel. He's gonna chase
That was fire.
He's not fired. That's him. Push her. Yeah, we should keep up. Yeah. I get to. Let the P1 door. Yeah. You playing for the backer?
I don't see anything come church.
You mean the close right corner?
I'm about to nade back.
Back tree dead. That guy's gonna spawn. Church pots. Yeah, I'm on the
His mic is ass.
Another one, two spawning pots then.
Kismet's taking the deep route.
His mic is taking the deep route to the fan.
Last guy, jump the point.
Yeah, you got a fan.
Two toward me. Paul and Hydra. Nothing church so far. Between the back. One is push on roof. Yeah, you like him to. I'm pretty sure he like fully pushed. Man, we'll play from. If you don't see him, I'll just get be made, bro. Check your close shot, Ant.
See, yeah, they're looking for him, and it's fucking them up. That's what I meant by Kismet making the play. You can hear Optic in the comms. What?
Bro, nah, you're good because they were watching Shotzi the entire time, and he was just getting kills, and I was like, bro,
no, I'm saying on the mini map. I'm saying pay. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
I'm not even. No, I get it. That was a good play, but it was so funny because I was looking at the mini map. I was like, all right, number 4. I was mad focused, bro. I was mad focused on number 4, bro, and I was like, hey, yo, he's not doing anything. I was like, yo, what is he doing?
Yeah,
bro?
no, I just the route that he took and staying alive roof. It just made Optic panic, and it constantly kept going back for him, trying to look for him, and it gave New York that control. You know?
Yeah, no, that was a good play, Tom. Trust me. I was just like, I'm no bullshit. I was so focused on number 4 on the mini map, and he was just back there the entire time.
You're telling me, bro. I thought I made a play I didn't make or something. I was
that's not what I meant. I just think it's always, he was. Dude, this guy Chris is off the papaya today, dude. But I was just saying, him making that play, they ended up winning, but just the play that he made, you can hear it in the listening. It was bothering them. You know, like Kismet was being a thorn in their side, and you can hear them trying to call for him, and they were definitely worried about him, and that was kind of delaying their push. But then in the end of it, it was Optic who were just able to storm through front. They kind of pick up all the kills. They work the trades, and Dashy just starts hitting some clean beams over here. Scump's gonna find 2 in the back. They're gonna work this spawn trap, and New York couldn't do anything here. Good shots coming out of Bruce. I thought Optic started to kick up here in this control. I thought they started to catch fire. This is where Shotzi started to start playing a little better, and start competing a little bit. You guys got your lives drained. Not really much you could do with 2 lives left. Big plays coming out of Shotzi at the very end. Optic, they're able to win the offense. Good plays out of them. They work the trades to get the kills. And then they just clutch up on the defense. You guys couldn't get anything going.
Honestly, it was just Brandon. That guy I'm not gonna cap. He went off. Like, I gotta give him props to him. Like, he shit on us this map. It's just like one of those where you just were in the cycle. I don't know.
That's just his map in general.
He's really good at this map.
That's always been his map, dude.
Yeah, but something I do want to.
In this game mode, Optics is really good at control, though.
I think that's the problem, right? They're the only team in the entire league to average over 4 ticks per round, so they're good at offense. But overall, man, they're 21-2 on control.
Damn.
And Tom, when we were talking, remember about like the FaZe versus Optic stuff, like, dude, the only only game mode that Optic just dominates FaZe on is control. They're 5-0. They're 21-2 overall. I think that's just what Optic is. You know, we talk about swing modes being so influential. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that they're so good at control. That is what makes them so good of a team. Like, if that just sways a little bit, it could be a different story. But the fact that they're almost able to guarantee a map 3 at all times makes their series so much easier.
Yeah, and I also think it's just a very slay heavy game mode, you know. So I think that's why Optic is just really good at it, because they can just kind of work the map. Their individual play really comes out, like their individual talent. Shots, he's making plays, Dashy's holding lanes. You know, they all played really well. Everybody positive from Optic except for Prolu. On the other side, tough map for everybody negative except for Paco. He was the only one positive. So New York is getting outslayed in that one. Couldn't really get anything going. And then we get into the last map. This is a Tuscan hardpoint. Kiz, I'll start with you. How did you feel after the Tuscan going into the Tuscan hardpoint?
I mean,
how do you guys match up?
I mean, and the Tuscan hardpoint, we have no idea. We've scrimmed them maybe once. They don't scrim us, so we had no idea really.
What?
Wait, hold on. You said Optic doesn't scrim you?
No, we haven't scrimmed them.
I think
we played them once after.
Listen, what I tell you, there's some mental going on. I'm telling you.
I don't know. We played them after the program once, and then outside of that,
didn't Donnie say the same thing, that Optic doesn't scrim them either? So Optic maybe just blacklisting some of the teams at the bottom of the league. I mean, to be fair though,
I don't know how it works. So I don't choose. To scrim,
to be fair to Optic is like, they want the best practice, and they're probably trying to scrim like the teams at the top, you know. And obviously, right now, you guys are definitely you guys are at the bottom of the league. But the standings is what I'm trying to say. Is the standings don't really show how good you guys are.
That's irrelevant, though. The standings
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's irrelevant.
New York in stage 2 and stage 3, or stage 3 and stage 4. So it doesn't really matter about where they are in the standings for champs.
Yeah. So you could kind of see, we'll get into the hard point a little bit and kind of see what was going on. NYSL was able to get a 65-point lead going into the second rotation. Just good holds coming out of them. Optic, again, they came out a little flat in this one, and I think they hurt them a little bit. You can see Crinstix on this P4 hard point. He works his kill P1. Good plays coming out of him. This is kind of where you guys build your lead a little bit. And then going into that P5, again, just a mixed fest. Definitely want to show some of the breaks and kind of how you guys are working the map. But kids, after the series today, how you guys feeling going into Toronto? Do you guys play tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. Paul had some personal family issues, so I think he's got to go back to Cali really quick. But I won't spread his business, but he had something going on, so he's going there real quick before Toronto. So I don't think we're playing tomorrow.
Okay, well hopefully everything's okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You never want to see that stuff. Never want to hear about any of that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, we're just confident. I think at the end of the day, we secured winners. That was our biggest thing. We lost to FaZe, which we kind of choked, and then Toronto, I don't know. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think we're just going in this confident. We have a really good hardpoint standing right now. I think we're really good at hardpoint, one of the better teams at it.
I think you guys might have the best record in hardpoint with your current team, out of any team. I could be wrong though.
So that starting up 1-0 and majority of our series helps a lot. We just our biggest thing is just focus on S&D. If we guarantee the S&D every time we go up 2-0 in a series, it's so hard to beat us.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys should be really good at that game mode. I know you and Paul are really good S&D players, so
we're good. Without trying to give away too much and say weird shit or whatever, I just think right now our biggest thing is late round scenarios, closing out situations that should go in our favor.
That's usually everybody's problem.
And
it's
just annoying because it's so hard to get reps in that, because you can't if you play pro teams and you don't want to give away strats, and then AM teams it's hard to get scrims, and then you have the hertz difference. You don't want to play that.
Of course.
Yeah. You guys are 7 in hardpoint at this stage.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, man. Y'all look hella good, bro.
You do.
I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for Krim. That's my boy.
And then even right here, check out the route here from Paul. Check out the route here from Paul. I like the break here. So it's going to be Shotzi or Scump who gets there early. He's going to lay down. But look at Paul. He's going to cut through mid, cut left. I guess he sees that his teammate Crimsix is on the other side of the map, so he kind of just pinched him in. And that's going to work the break for NYSL. So they're going to get in there. And they're going to work their make this lead a little bit bigger. They just continue to build upon that lead. Really good job out of them. And then Optic, they started to bring it back here, man. This one got close, kids, man. It got close.
It got close, but to be I don't know how to explain it.
You felt like you were in control.
Yes, but I felt like we were in control. Every hill we could just play scrap time, and I was telling the guys, if we play scrap, we win the game. It doesn't matter. I don't care if we win 250 to 240. As long as it comes out and we win, it doesn't matter. So that's literally once we have this lead, we have to royally get shit on to actually lose this game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you guys do a good job here on this P3, kind of staying pushed up here. But Optic was able to break it. It's going to start with Shotzi, who gets a big 2-piece right. Scump's going to find one top fire. That's going to break the setup instantly from you guys. So right here, I was like, oh boy, this one could get real interesting. Optic's going to get in there, but like you said, you guys are just going to continue to work the scrap, work the time, and the started games are really, really important, man. This is what I was saying, the breakoffs and stuff, the fact that you guys are able to build such a big lead, what you just said is so true. You don't need to even play the game the right way anymore at that point. Once you get a good lead, you catch Optic, you find some gaps in the hole. That was Optic's biggest problem this map. I felt like they were just leaving too many holes in the map, too many gaps. You guys kept finding those gaps. You were getting behind them. It happened in the first hardpoint as well. And then you guys were just able to hold on. At the very end of this game, this one got scary, though. At the very end. So it's 242 to 167 going into the P5 hill. Optic hold majority of this P5. You guys work some pinches and stuff, but Optic just win all the fights. So really good plays out of them. And then going into that rotation at P1, this one got scary because Dashy's going to win one. Scump's going to win another one. And just like that, Optic, they start storming through you. They're going to break this hard point. They're going to break this P1. And I'm not sure how you guys ended up breaking it.
It got sketchy. I'm like I said, I love my boy Paco, but if he wins this one, this game's so much easier.
The 1v1 against Scump, you're saying.
It's unfortunate, but at this point, it's at the end of the day, though, it is close, but it's a P1, the hill's open, just as long as we don't get way too in the moment, just throw our nades, make people weak. Like, we should break this.
And then right here, I was confused a little bit about what Optic was doing. Like number 6 and number 8. I feel like number 6 can get pushed up here. If you're Prolu on his tree, like you don't think he should get aggressive here because he ends up sitting back and he gets picked from Porter. He ends up getting picked.
Most people get naded on that outer tree, so like it depends. Like,
people
I don't know
play
how he
deep.
got picked. Yeah,
Porter found a 2-piece somehow coming from your side. Porter was able to find 2. Paul comes through mid, finds 2 as well, and just like that, you guys are able to clutch it up. You guys win the series 3-1. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. Shotzzy started to heat up 31 and 27. The rest of his team negative except for Bruce. On the other side, everybody pulling weight. Everybody across the board, doing a good job and doing what they got to do. So good job out of you guys, man. I'm sure you guys are feeling good. Any final thoughts on the series, kids?
It just feels good to beat a team like that because, people will still, like, have that weird, like, stigma, like, are we actually as good as we are? And, like, for us to, like, beat the top team or, like, the team that everybody thinks is the best in the game, like, it kind of solidifies us as, like, I don't know, top 4 or whatever team you want to argue.
Yeah.
Like, that we can actually, like, do something, I guess.
It's weird, right? Because you guys are at the bottom of the standings, but I definitely feel like people are putting you up there as a top 4, top 5 team, you know?
Scrim-wise, match-wise, I feel like we're definitely, like, one of the top teams right now.
Yeah. Well, let's tune into the Porter interview. I mean, look at that face. Look at Porter's face. Gorgeous face coming out from Porter. Let's pump up the comms and let's listen to this interview or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's tune in.
I have to ask you straight up, how much do you like beating Seth?
Beating Seth? Listen. How many words is this? I don't know right now. I'm just pretty happy. But the king is dead. The king is dead. And my goodness, it sounds so corny to say, but it is true. The king is in fact dead. Ender, what are you doing? Get your thumb out of your...
No.
Pause it right there for 1 second. Krim said the same shit to me. To get my thumb out of my ass. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Let's continue.
I swear. I was about to swear.
Right.
Get your thumb out of your noose and get back on the roster. What are you doing? Not like that.
Not like that.
I have a follow-up to Belly's question, Krim. All right, so I've seen you say it before in past interviews, past statements on Twitter, where you're like, put some respect on our name as a team. Do you feel like the community and players, other teams, don't respect you guys enough or underrate you guys?
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. It's us versus the world. That's what I always tell my team. And sometimes getting roasted is good. What did I go last week? Negative 18 and 42. While a coward would cry about it. Oh, I'm horrible. All that crap, right? I was sitting there like, I am dog shit. I need to get better. I'm letting the team down right now, right? And improved the hard points. S&D still non-existent. I got to find that somewhere. But the S&D pretty much do absolutely nothing.
Love it.
And yeah, definitely got to work on that though.
If the king is supposedly dead, Crim6, what does that make you?
Yes.
What does that make you?
I think Kanye West said it the best, right? Oh, you already know what I'm gonna say. Ann already knows.
No, I don't know what you're gonna say. I just know it's gonna be ridiculous.
What is a king to a god?
Oh, no.
Hey, Krim, we got.
What's a god? Yeah, I'm not gonna say the last line.
Don't do it at all. Hey, Krim. Okay, the Toronto Major is coming out really fast. You're gonna be leaving for your flight probably in the next few days or so, right? Yeah. What do you want to tell the NYSL fans what to expect when the Major comes around?
That's an interesting. I don't know how to answer that question.
I'm not. We're gonna be good, cheer for us. Yeah.
I don't know. One of them was roasting the hell out of me last night. Hey, what was that guy's name? That one guy that I played in rank play. He said he's gonna see me stage 4. I'll see you too. All right, and then I'll get security to get your ass out of the venue.
This guy's a moron,
right?
bro.
You get bullied in rank.
But honestly, what? Yeah. No. Oh, every single game. People love to hate me. They love to, but it's acceptable. Patrick Price, my dad, he taught me everything I know in terms of being a villain. So
great to know, man. You're the best villain known to man. Crim6, hey, honestly, all jokes aside.
There you go. That's going to do it for the Porter interview. He gave you a little gas, Pat. He gave you It's adorable. It's fucking adorable.
That's my son.
You know,
That's so
it's adorable, man. It's absolutely adorable. Well, let's take a look at some of the matches tomorrow, man. We got Seattle Surge going up against London, Mutineers going up against Boston, and Optic Texas against the LA Thieves in the Game Fuel marquee matchup of the day. I don't know about you guys, but that's gonna be a good one. I'm excited after the way LA Thieves looked today. Optic struggled a little bit today. I think that's going to be a banger. But let's get into the prediction. And Kismet, congrats on a big dub. You guys played great, man. You guys played great.
I appreciate it, brother.
And then one more thing I will say. I just got a text message from Mbos. The Rich and Lonely X The Flank will be closing pretty soon. So if you guys haven't gotten your merchandise and you do want it, if you want it, of course, put command merch in the chat or go over to richandlonely.shop and go check out the new the collaboration. It's the first time collabing with Rich and Lonely. It's been an absolute pleasure working with Mbos and Aaron Create over on the Optic side. So shout out to those guys. But let's get into the predictions. Seattle Surge versus London. I'm going to go Seattle. We got Florida versus Boston. I'm personally going with Florida tomorrow. I don't think Boston looks good at all right now. And then we got Optic Texas going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. I'm going to go with Optic tomorrow. I think Optic's going to take him out. Chris, we'll go to you, then you, Pat.
I got Seattle, just being down on the Ravens. Seattle's been looking hella good. I'm still going to go with Breach. I went with Breach with the match for their match versus Thieves. And, I think they're going to have a bounce back series because that whole ping inflation thing is just bullshit. I don't see them getting blown out like that again. And then I got Optic beating the LA Thieves. I went with Optic today. Today. And unfortunately, they didn't show up.
Yeah, I would have went 4 for 4 today, Chris. I would have went 4 for 4.
Yeah. I still got faith in them. Those guys are disgusting. Doesn't matter if they have Pro Loot. Doesn't matter if they have Illy. They're a good team. So I think they're going to bounce back on their match tomorrow.
All right, Pat, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Surge beating the Ravens. I'm going to go with Florida beating the Breach. I just got no confidence in the Breach right now. And when it rains, it pours. So I think Breach is just in a slump. As for this last match.
Yeah, what do you think about this one, Pat?
I think this is an interesting one, right? Optic is all based in Dallas, okay? They're all there. LA's Thieves are obviously all in LA. The last time the Thieves went up against a Dallas team, which was the Surge, they got put on a Dallas server and had the rate. Remember the Seattle got the raise ping. So I'm gonna wait on this one. I'm not gonna give my prediction. I'm gonna ask Mud Dog and Cap before their series tomorrow.
And Shane.
And Shane, correct. What server this match is being played on? And then if LA gets to play on a server that's not Dallas, I'm gonna go LA. But if Optic gets to play on that Dallas server and get their ping raised, I'm gonna go Optic. So I'm gonna wait to see, because I think that might have that might be a factor, right? That we. So
you think you can't give a prediction until you know what the servers are? That's your thoughts.
I think the server is the winner. No matter what, whoever has the close server is the winner. If they play on an LA server and LA gets their ping raised, then I'm going LA. But I'm gonna wait until I see what that server is, and then I'll make a official prediction for the breaking point predictions and everything.
Very interesting, Pat. Right. Okay, I'll give it to you. One more question I wanted to ask you before we head out. In Octane's interview today, he kept gassing up Shane. Kept saying Shane is the best. This guy's the GOAT. This guy came in and he's a different breed. What could Shane be doing? What is he doing over there? That just makes.
He must be giving handies under the table.
Yeah,
my boy Shane is a GOAT, bro. So him and Dom from the Ravens, both hella good vibes, bro. Like I've experience with both of them. Shane's my boy, dude. He's actually hilarious. He's a good dude. He definitely can gas you up, but he's real with you, man. Like that's like the one takeaway that I always take away. He's always gonna keep it real with you. He's a good ass dude, man. I got so happy when they announced him as coach.
I think the real question is, what the hell was Cap doing beforehand?
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was weird because he didn't say any of that about Cap, and then Shane comes in.
He basically came in, Shane has just completely changed us.
Yeah, it was weird. It was interesting.
Guys that go, I'm like, damn, Cap must have been horrible.
Yeah, I was just very, very confused as what exactly Shane's doing for him. Octane mentioned Shane 3 times in the interview, saying how much of a good coach he is, and I'm sitting here like, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing that makes him a good coach? Like, what is he bringing to the table? Because I'm sure he is a good coach. I want to know what he was doing that they just didn't have. Like the way he was saying it.
I told you what he was doing, bro. Look at the chat's already like mind blown. But like,
wait, you think he was lying where he said Shane makes them write down everything that they think, like actual pen to paper, like they have to write it all down?
I mean, if he said it, I don't think he's lying. I think he's telling the truth. Why would he lie about that?
Yeah, Shane's got him in school, bro.
Yeah,
they got class.
Shane's got him in fucking school and shit. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for today's episode, man. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. Like I said, make sure to go check out the merch if you haven't already. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites are on. Go to @theflank on Twitter. Make sure to go follow us on the socials. Gert's doing a phenomenal job. And huge shout out to Kismet for coming on and Methods. And I know Envoy and Krim were going to come on, but some things came up and they were unable to make the show. So shout out to those guys. They were going to come on, but just couldn't make this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. The shows have been nothing but a pleasure. You guys have been showing a lot of energy in the chat. And been showing a lot of support on the YouTube side as well. So just thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the shows. And as always, man, we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Take care and brush your hair. Have a good day.